dun dun. Yeah, I was literally just about to open it up to make sure it was actually working. You've got music coming out of it as well. Okay. I'm curious now. Yeah? Yeah? It's all working? Fantastic. Fantastic. You only had it Tuesday. Yeah, it's definitely his fault. Oh, that went really quiet. Were you still talking? Okay, that's just me. Awesome.
You still there, Jameson?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. Apologies, first of all, we had a bit of a connectivity issue. We've kind of got resolved at the moment, but we're going to be one camera short for the stream today. That said, this is the first actual episode for Power Rangers Let There Be Thunder. I am Matthew. As I've said before, I am the GM for this game. I've been very much looking forward to it. We've been doing some bits and pieces behind the scenes for the last 22 minutes now, unfortunately. But I'm going to let my players introduce themselves and their characters, starting off with Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'll be playing Peter Parker, your Green Ranger.
All right, I guess I'm next. I am Panic or Chris. Call me either one. I'll be playing Cal, the Yellow Ranger.
Cool. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay, or James. Go by Jay. It's easier, and it might save some confusion on this stream. I will be playing Quinn, otherwise known as Q, who will be your Red Ranger.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jameson. I'll be playing Vic, your Blue Ranger, if you guys can hear me.
We can indeed.
Yes, we can. So I'm Miette, and I'll be playing Mouse, or Rebecca, Becca. Don't call her Becky. Our Black Ranger.
Exclusively going to call you Becky.
It has worked out kind of interesting because we've got three people. Yeah, three people who go by nicknames straight away.
Are we going to do our character descriptions when we actually show up in scene?
Yep. I'm just about to flip over to the first scene.
I just want to make sure.
Yep. So I'm going to move over now, and hopefully you will all very shortly load through.
I love that the school has ranger-coloured benches.
So,
I mean,
it's Power Rangers. On top of it, it's actually been 10 years to the day now since the Power Rangers were last seen in Angel Grove. And in recognition of them and the years they spent defending the city from Rita Lord Zedd, and the massive monsters and putties, a celebration is set to take place in a D Fielding Community Park today, which is why we have such lovely coloured benches celebrating the different colours of the Power Rangers. And it's a huge park, so there are more benches. We're going to ignore the fact that we only had room for 3.5. It started off as a very big map and got a little bit smaller. The event has been advertised for months via social media and more traditional means, word of mouth, posters on the wall, even on the news channels and the radio. So practically everybody in Angel Grove has heard of it. Thousands of people are gathered in a park that stretches across 3,000 acres. And many more are watching online as the event is broadcast by every large and small news agency in the city. If you want to just drop your tokens into the game, and we'll do it in reverse order now. We'll go Miette, describe Mouse for me first, if you want to just describe her and what she's doing in the park.
Mouse is about 5'4", probably while wearing combat boots, which she's currently wearing. She has she's not slender really, but she's got kind of like a very athletic thickness to her. So she's kind of built, not quite like a fire plug, but there's a solidness to her. She is the youngest of the group. So when she's seen, she's like, barely college age, like easily mistaken for a high schooler, especially due to her size. She also probably stands out a lot in Angel Grove, at least in this part of Angel Grove. She has partially shaved head, some dreads worked in, some blonde hair, some dark hair. And it's very kind of a wild haircut, which is currently pulled up and back. She has no real makeup on, except for the word "live," which is tattooed under her left eye, in a very, very scrawly style. So it's like very, very like done with a ballpoint pen tattoo style. And she has another one on the side of her neck, which says "This machine kills fascists," and it's tattooed on the side of her neck. And she has a septum piercing, lip piercing, multiple piercings in her ears. She's wearing a battered, denim vest, which is covered in band patches, and mostly really weird, obscure punk bands that she's seen on the road that don't even have, any kind of online play. They're not on Spotify, and then and then a lot of political stuff and a lot of LGBT stuff. And then under that is a faded old Nirvana shirt with the sleeves cut off. And it's torn, so it's kind of midriff showing. You can see more tattoos, and then a pair of very ratty, very battered skinny jeans, combat boots, studded belt, numerous studded bracelets, more tattoos on her fingers. I haven't decided what it says on her knuckles, but she definitely has knuckle tattoos. And she is currently babysitting 3 younger siblings, who you can tell by the blue eyes and the hair color and some facial structure that they're related, but they don't look anything like her otherwise. They look like they're in their early teens down to late, preteenish. And she's currently trying to herd them, and the kids are probably all very excited to be here for Power Rangers Day, and she is pretending not to be as excited as she actually is. As she kind of sits them down somewhere, she can watch them and then sneaks over to the side to have a cigarette.
Fantastic. Okay. I'm just trying to see. So that would be Vic next.
Okay. I'm still new to this role, so can you guys show me how to drop?
It's okay. I can just drop it in for you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, and Vic is average age. I guess the average age because we're going into college, so he's the average age that you would be heading into the college. He has glasses. He's your typical nerd. Glasses. Not that muscular, real skinny. He's got a Angel Grove Rangers, one of the sports teams shirt. It's blue. On top of that, he has a plaid shirt, regular jeans, and some black and white shoes. He's simple. He's not no fashion guy. He's all about his gadgets and stuff. He's about around 5'10". No tattoos. He does wear this necklace around his neck. It has a picture of him and his dad when he was younger in it, inside of it when you click it open. And yeah, I think that's about it right there.
What's Vic doing in Angel in the park today?
I'm so sorry. Vic came to the park to check out all the festivities. He's more of a in-house type of guy, so it was his way of his mom and stepdad kicking him out to be more social and get out there and see Angel Grove, because he's been kind of a shut-in ever since he was a kid, and he was exposed to that accident that I think we're going to get into and talk about later on, or should I talk about it now?
I think possibly a little bit later on. We'll go
Okay.
a bit more into that.
Real quick, I decided what my knuckle tattoos say.
Okay.
When she puts her hands together, it says burritos, but it's in gothic script.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought you said Doritos, as in the crisps.
No, it says burritos.
Um,
Burritos.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry all of a sudden. Okay.
I totally didn't just count how many fingers I had and the letters of burrito.
We have got Q now.
So Q. Ooh, I try and drag him from jail. Never remember. Do you drag the name or the picture?
The name.
Your audio's kind of weird now.
Yeah.
Or is that just me?
Oh man!
He's got the voice modulator on.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
Rita.
You've got like a Dalek thing going on.
That's its Discord problem. That's not very nice. I'll do a Dalek introduction and then I'll restart Discord. Cool. So, Quinn Q. He is about 6'2". He has fair hair. He's kind of, well, he looks like your stereotypical American kind of end of high school, starting college jock. So he lumps and bumps in all the right places. He's currently wearing a red England high school sports t-shirt, black shorts, black baseball cap, and he's probably by the fountain, kind of like a camera I would try on the eye. And he'll be working on a piece of choreography that he's trying to film. So he's a bit in his own world. He's trying to focus on his art and what he's doing.
Okay. That will be.
I'm going to restart this.
Okay. The cameras are probably all going to go a bit all over the place now for a moment, but we will soldier through it. Did you need me to drag Cal on? Did you want me to drag Cal on for you, or?
Am I next?
Yep.
All right, I think I can do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. Nope, I need you to do it for sure.
There we go. I'll just pop you there. You can move yourself about wherever you want to be. And what we'll do is
Probably around there. So Cal is about an even 6 foot, blonde hair, fair skin, built strong, not necessarily in like the way an athlete is built or like a bodybuilder, but just from work, from like labor. He's got muscles from that specifically. And dressed casually, jeans, t-shirt type stuff. And he's probably hanging out, making sure that like people are having a good time, making sure no one's like picking up trash that's being littered, or making sure that if kids are like roughhousing that it doesn't get too bad, making sure that no one gets hurt type stuff. Just enjoying the fact that other people are enjoying their days.
Oh. He's the stereotypical parent of the group, and the group is everybody he
Oh
can
yeah,
care
forgot.
for.
About 22 years old.
Okay.
I think from everything I understand about our characters, we need one of those, so that's good.
It's entirely possible, yeah. And last but not least, what does Peter look like? What's he doing?
So Peter likes to say that he's 6 foot, but he's not. He's 5'11". He is much like myself. He is a redhead because I have to. He's got quite scruffy hair, like kind of that mop toppy sort of look. Physique wise, because he does a lot of martial arts and whatnot. Think Bruce Lee, but not that extreme. Like he's not that chiseled and defined, but he's got quite a good physique on him. And being that there is no one like him, and him being a massive Power Rangers nerd stemming back to when he was a child, he is coming to Power Rangers Day in his own makeshift Green Ranger costume. He's got a little cardboard gold shield on, he's got his little helmet under his arm, and he is just fully loving life and just does not give any Fs about what anyone else thinks about him. He's just, yeah, what's up? He is also very cocky. He is very, not full of himself to a means where, he's a dick, but he's very, yeah, I can do that. Cool. He thinks a lot before he acts. Acts a lot before he thinks, even.
I could say quite a few people are probably dressed up as Power Rangers. Lots of reds, lots of greens, blues, yellows, blacks. Mostly kids, but some sort of older high school students as well who grew up in the same sort of time where they saw the Power Rangers on the news. They weren't just a entry in the history books and toys and costumes to purchase or pester parents to purchase when it got close to those sort of Christmas breaks and everything else.
Oh, sorry, one more thing as well. I forgot to say, he's about 19, 20.
So Peter and Q have come together to Defielding Park, I see, after martial arts training.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think probably they trained in the morning and then Peter went to go and get changed, speaking on your behalf, and Q went to go and grab camera and stuff and maybe a quick shower before appearing in public.
Fantastic. As you sort of go about your day, Q taking some video of his dance routine, Mouse looking after her younger siblings, Vic.
Not all of them, just a couple of them.
Just
we're
a couple
like
of
a
them.
full. We're like there's a lot of us.
Just
Just
the
a couple.
ones, yeah. Is it just the ones that she's brought with her, or are like some more running about?
The ones who didn't have like other activities going on, like these are the ones who wanted to come to this. So she was like, "Fine, I'll take you if I have to." When she wanted to go, but Mom's working one of her numerous jobs, so Dad's in jail, so it's just me.
Vic, is there anybody nearby that you recognise? Anybody that you might feel inclined with your parents pushing to socialise with?
Yeah, maybe since he's been cooped up all these years, they're going to try to get him to rekindle his friendship with Mouse. They were best friends growing up, and things changed. Stuff happened to him. They
And then
went different ways.
I left for
Yeah.
years, so I dropped in school and left. So yeah, absolutely.
And now he sees Mouse for the first time in forever, and like she's been through stuff, he's been through stuff. They're just like completely new people. It's like they're re-meeting each other all over again.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, right. 'Cause you said you were gone for a while, right?
Yeah, she dropped out of high school, and then she started hopping trains and hitchhiking, and she returned about a couple of months ago, maybe, and to take care of her family because her mom's sick. But back when you knew me, like my dad was just a total monster and like really bad, and then since then he is long in jail, and her mom's trying to take care of like the 7 kids that they have.
All right, yeah, and that was back when Vic still had still had his dad before he lost his dad. So once stuff started going bad for both of them, they kind of separated and went their own like ways.
That works very well.
All right.
She's noticed him too, and she's kind of watching him out of like the side of her eye. She smokes her cigarette while also trying to keep an eye. She's not going to approach first, but she's like, "Is that? Oh, holy crap!" But she's trying to keep an eye on the kids.
And Vix, he's like looking at his phone and looking back down. He's not trying to make eye contact, but he's kind of like edging his way, like accidentally going to bump into a mouse and run into them. So I'm just gonna move him over a little bit further. And he like accidentally bumps into mouse, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me." Then he'll like, "Wait,
hey,
don't I know you?"
It's Vic, right?
Mouse, is that you?
Yeah, well, me. She puts her cigarette out on like the bench. She's like, "Yeah, Yeah, it's me. You're looking alive. I mean, that's good, right? You're breathing.
Yeah, and you're smoking and got tattoos and
Yeah, well, um, character development, we can call it.
it looks good on you though. You look bad. You look tough. I was
Thank
scared to approach.
you. Well, then it's working, I guess. I kind of like glance out. I look over at the kids, make sure they're fine, then turn back to him. Um, have you been in Angel Grove this whole time? You didn't.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I have. I've been no. I just I've been busy. I guess I just started getting into my tech stuff and I've been most of the time I'm in my mom's basement and they're cool and everything, but yeah, I've just really just been focused on my gadgets and stuff.
Still doing that.
Whatever. Yeah. What happened with you, Mouse? I mean, one minute you were here, then next minute you wasn't.
Uh, that's that's a lot. I just needed to stretch my legs a little bit. It turned from a trip to LA to, like 4 years, 3 years, whatever it's been. But I'm back for a while at least. I need to. My mom, she's working and can't really look after everyone, so I came back to be the good sister, I guess.
Well, yeah, well, I'm glad you're back, Mouse, and you don't have to go into any more detail. I understand. I wish I had somewhere to escape when things got rough. I just dove into different stuff and shut people out.
I missed the road already, but I think we just shut people out in different ways. Anyways, Power Rangers, yay!
Um, I guess so. I mean, they're the heroes, but I guess the small. What about the small guys? Sometimes they get overlooked, but the Power Rangers they do save the day at the end of the day, don't they? No matter
The,
what, they get to go
they,
back to their
they,
families.
well, they did. Haven't seen them in
Yeah,
a
they
while,
did.
but
Yeah, yeah.
I'll kind of like continue a casual conversation, just gently
Mm.
kind of poking back to get to know him, but a little closed off, but not abrasively so, because I want to give other people a chance to roleplay. But we are chatting over at the bench right now, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And Jay, your Q is currently doing a dance routine. He's recording.
Running choreography using the I'm assuming it's a fountain as like a backdrop, so it's kind of in shot and it kind of makes it look a bit more kind of fun and cool.
Still a small tad Daleki. Definitely better. I thought we had the goblins dealt with, but apparently not. Rita and Babu are currently causing all kinds of mayhem, unfortunately.
Goddamn Rita.
What does Q's dance routine look like?
This one in particular, relating to the fact that it currently might sound like a robot, it's got lots of. It's fairly upright based. There's floor work. There's a lot of isolation, sharp arm lines,
Hop and lock kind of stuff.
yeah, kind of. Without it being hopping and locking specifically, but yeah, kind of commercially, kind of fairly technical, fairly highly choreographed. So lots of moves for the like routine, kind of energetic and infused.
And whilst this is going on, whilst Q's dancing by the fountain, you can see over here, this gentleman over here is currently, he's got a camera set up on his shoulder. He's pointing it over at Elisa, and they're currently doing a bit of a segment for Ola Angel Grove, the news channel. They're talking at the moment about all of the sort of reminiscing about their own opinions of the Power Rangers and sort of what good they did, the controversy of the Green Power Ranger and how when he first appeared he was so destructive, so evil, but then something happened. Maybe the Ranger changed. Who knows? But as Eliza finishes talking, they start sort of looking around, just trying to see if there's anybody else about who wants to give an interview, maybe tell them what the Power Rangers meant to them. And she looks over at first to Vic and Mouse, sees that they're talking and seem to be catching up. And there's kind of a bit of a wall even between the two of them, so maybe not the best people to be trying to get on television. And instead they kind of angle their camera over at Q, who's already in front of a camera, albeit his own. And Elisa walks over and well, hi, Elisa from Ola Angel Grove. Is it possible maybe you could just talk to us for a little bit and just tell us how, what the Power Rangers mean to you, what you remember about them as a kid?
Yeah, sure. And he did kind of stop.
That dialoguing is bad.
He's very bad.
I can't understand you at all now. I'm sorry.
That's the LDLs. And I'll do stuff.
Okay.
Sorry.
As sort of Q is kind of a little bit busy, a little bit indisposed, they direct the camera instead over towards Peter, who's currently dressed up like the Green Ranger, wearing the helmet.
He's not got the helmet on at the moment. He's also not got the shield on at the moment. I'm glad you said about the Dark Green Ranger, because at the moment, he is a big kid at heart. So he is running around with all of the other kids dressed as Power Rangers playing Dark Green Ranger, and he's the bad guy fighting them all. So he's taking his shield and his helmet off so that they don't get damaged because they're only cardboard, and he's playing with them. Just running around pretending to be the bad guy. So as he sees that the camera comes over to him, he's like, "Oh, hi! Well, Power Rangers are everything to me. As you can tell, when I was younger, Green Ranger saved my life. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Look at all the good they've done in the world. I'd love to stop and talk more, though, but at the moment, I've got some Rangers to destroy. I'll be back in a mo, and he's going to run off and carry on."
You can see sort of Elisa, she's standing there with microphone in her hand, and she kind of stops and looks at the cameraman, and she's like, did you get any of that? And the camera sort of shakes ever so slightly. She looks a little bit dejected, but sort of keeps looking around and spots Cal over by the benches. It's just
in the distance, she just hears, "Yeah."
Excuse me. Do you have a minute to talk about the Power Rangers?
Oh yeah, sure. What do you want to know about the Power Rangers? I'll do my best.
She heads over and sort of puts the microphone in front of you so you can be caught by the audio, unlike Peter, who was talking too quickly and not stopping long enough to do so. Just anything you remember, any stories you want to share, what the Power Rangers mean to you?
Well, I mean, the Power Rangers are huge for anyone coming from Angel Grove. I mean, when all that weird shit started going down 10 years ago, we were all at a loss. I mean, people were getting attacked, things were getting destroyed. The Power Rangers were a beacon of light for all of us.
I think you've captured the moment perfectly. Beacon of light is definitely what we'd use to describe the Power Rangers here at Ola Angel Grove. We've done a lot of segments on them in the past, a lot of good press. It's just a shame we've not seen them in so long, but it has been quite peaceful. No putty attacks, no Rita, not since they were defeated. I suppose it's a shame we've not seen them, but we've not seen them for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if their job is done, then it's up to us as the people of Angel Grove to honor their legacy and keep helping people. We can't all fight crazy space monsters, but we can donate to charity. We can help out at the center. There's a whole bunch we can do to make sure that this place stays as a good reminder of what the Power Rangers stood for.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. I really appreciate your time. she heads away. She's still interviewing different people, still trying to get their opinion, just to sort of try and fill time and get the segment done. But as she does, one of the kids that Peter is chasing and playing around with stumbles, turns his ankle and falls to the floor, scraping his knee upon a rock. You hear him start crying straight away, and it's just, Mommy!
When I hear that, I like immediately kind of like hop up and go, I'll be right back. And like, I'm gonna go over and because of my caretaker influence, I'm gonna try to take a look at the. I go, oh, 1 second. I'll take a look. Hey, it's gonna be fine. Says the tattooed-looking thug as she leans down to try to check the ankle. I get a bonus to medicine rolls, I think.
You caretaker roll. Let's just have a quick look, because to be honest,
edge for all medicine and group checks, and give an extra edge to those who aid with lend assistance.
Fantastic. So if you've got any skill in science, which medicine is in, you'd roll that.
Whoops.
Have you got any dots in science?
I do not, because I didn't know that.
That's okay. So medicine is a special. So say again.
As I did not know that, is it possible, because I want medicine, I have a D4 in survival right there, can I drop that to a D2 and put a D2 in science?
Yep.
Thank you, because I did not know it was a
No, that's
science
okay.
roll. Now I know.
I was going to say, if there's anything that sort of people wanted to change at the end of the session anyway, having played their characters for a bit, we can do that as well.
I was going to say, as soon as the kid went down, Peter's going to stop all of the other kids and just be like, man down, call for backup, and like run over as well.
You see, the little kids just kind of scatter, and they're running around looking for other Power Rangers to bring over to the group. And in sort of ones and twos, they all come over and start forming a bit of a circle. And there's just an absolute chaos of colours. Kids of all sizes. Some of them are jumping up and down, trying to see over taller kids. It's just chaos. But go ahead and roll that science check for me.
So what does it mean when it says I have an edge?
So when you click on to roll, what you should get is a few different options. Edge means you roll 2d20 and keep the highest of them.
So I don't have a specialization, right? So I say no. Skill shift?
No skill shift.
Difficulty 10,
Difficulty
right?
10, yep.
Edge.
Yes.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic.
First roll of the campaign is a crit. It only goes downhill from here, boys.
It's fantastic.
So fucked.
First roll of the campaign is a 20 straight away. Not a crit in Essence 20. So with Essence 20, the skill dice is what you crit on, and you can't crit on a D2. Because you want the highest number on a skill dice, and a 2 on a D2 is probably just a little bit too 50-50 to have a crit. But still,
critical fail or critical success on the D2.
All
or nothing.
Well, with a 21, I would
yes,
assume.
I mean it's definitely. Mouse manages to sort of convince the kid to move his hand away from his scraped knee. There's a little bit of blood, not a lot of it, but it clearly needs like just a wipe to get rid of it, and some sort of bandage or plaster.
Peter's going to pull like a little pack of plasters out of a little pouch that he's got on his belt. It's where his morpher should be, but it's actually just a little pouch that looks like a morpher.
Full of
He's got a morpher fanny pack.
Yep.
If they don't make those, I really feel like they need to now, just so I could see Michael walking around with one.
I fully would as well, that's the thing.
I'm assuming Peter hands one of these plasters off to Mouse?
Yep.
And what sort of plasters are they?
Power Ranger ones. They're different.
What is it you're handing me?
Plasters.
I don't know what that is.
Gonna have to explain to the Americans.
Band-Aid.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know what plasters are. Okay, I take them and I'll...
It's one of their superior British words.
I've never heard that one before.
Little language barrier there.
I calm the kid down, and it's such a weird sight because I'm acting the opposite that I look like. Very much so. It's one of those like don't judge a book by its cover things because I am apparently very good with kids, and like I know exactly what I need to do to like make the kid feel better, and also tend to the ankle, like skilled.
Fantastic.
I look up and I go, oh, thanks, yeah. He's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. What's your name?
Peter's gonna say, you're surprisingly good at this.
I mean, thanks, I guess. What do you expect me to be good at? What's your name, kid?
Jake!
What was that?
Jake! And he's
Well, Jake, you're being very brave. You're acting like a real ranger right now, okay? Now, they got beat up all the time, didn't they?
Yes.
They always got back up. They were always fine.
You see his lip sort of sticks out stubbornly, and he kind of gets that almost really determined look that only kids seem to be capable of. That whole nothing's going to stop me.
Child grit.
Yeah, and as soon as the plaster is on, he jumps back up. He brandishes this little plastic power sword, and he goes chasing, running towards Peter, sort of ready to swing it and defeat the evil Green Ranger.
I need another cigarette.
Peter's just gonna let him attack him and just like just pretend to blow up.
I had back over.
I'm back in the room and the Green Ranger just beat.
You're a Dalek, dude.
I have no idea what you're saying. I just hear and then like see gestures.
Can we get subtitles?
Right?
The Red Ranger.
You might as well be playing the robot in Power Ranger Central right now.
It's my man
There we go.
Alpha.
Let's just very quickly just see if that makes any difference. Whilst our Red Ranger sorts out the gremlins in the audio chat again, you see the TVs that are set up. They're huge. They've been set up like flat screens almost, just to see every inch of what's going on in the park, so that everybody can see the main stage that's been set up. There's microphones up there, and the stage has actually been set up near the massive stone fist statue that is the Sentinel statue in the park. All of you are from Angel Grove. You know that the statue is a symbol of pride and diversity. And someone's actually draped different colour sort of like sheets across it. So you've got the different spectrums of the Power Rangers at the moment. It's like the sheets kind of conform into the fists. So it's still, you've still got the upraised fist shape. But it's just got a bit of a sort of festive leaning towards it. And at the moment there's some sort of local group doing a rendition of some sort of song that they've created to celebrate the Power Rangers, and there's a heavy guitar solo going on at the moment. There's somebody in the background with a keyboard who's just following along, somebody on drums keeping the beat going. Sounds quite familiar to all of you. It was released about 10 years ago, when the Power Rangers, about 10, 11 years ago when the Power Rangers first sort of popped up. It's quite upbeat, and it kind of makes everybody sort of dance along. And
I can kind of hear it in my head.
Yeah.
I think
you just got that tune just kind of like, yeah.
Now it's stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
You're welcome. You see that the Elisa, she stops all of a sudden. She holds a hand up to her ear, listening to the headphone that's inside of it. As she turns around to look at the cameraman, stopping what she's doing, who she's talking to, you will get a ping on phones, a news alert that's just popped up. Beloved community leader and professor Dr. Thomas Oliver and his wife, Olympic gold medalist Kimberly, have died this morning in an explosion in their home. Police are investigating, but at current, foul play is not suspected.
As he hears this news, Peter's just going to kind of drop his phone and drop to his knees.
My phone is like several generations behind. It might as well be like a Nokia like brick, but it's like definitely like an older phone, and I'm like it's sad, but like I don't know them. But like I'm like, huh. And then I go back to keeping an eye on my kids and smoking a cigarette.
Quinn, hopefully, who isn't a really tinny robot
No.
now.
You
Oh
said
my god, it's back.
Sound
He's
good.
back. The hero of the story.
Nice. So we'll see what happens. If it goes tinny again, tell me, I'll switch back. I'll just try and stay one step ahead of Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, so Quinn gets a message as well and has that sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach and looks over and sees Peter
On his knees, anguish.
No! No. And Quinn goes over to go and kind of at least get him up off his knees and maybe to the bench, maybe moving the cat out of the way, just in kind of a supportive, I get it, move.
As he's kind of like shimmying Peter away, he's gonna be like, "It's not true. It can't be true. He's not dead. He's not dead."
And Vic was at a concession stand getting some popcorn when he seen it, and he looks down at his phone, and one of the kids that was playing the Rangers just comes by and just knocks the popcorn out of his hand, but he doesn't even care because he's so focused on that article, and he's like, what? He's in shock. He's like, I can't believe this.
When Cal sees the message, or the article rather, he takes a minute and he's like, it's always terrible when people die, especially people that you would have known in any capacity. So he's like, he takes a moment for himself to be like, that's really unfortunate. I'm gonna miss them a lot. And then he like goes back to like smiling, trying to keep everyone that's around him, not necessarily the other Rangers, because I mean I've seen Peter's reaction to it, and my next step is probably going to try to be to go over there and like help comfort him in some way. But I'm trying to keep mine and everyone around me's spirits up, because as unfortunate it is Power Ranger Day, and it shouldn't be a day where we're all sad.
I figure that Mouse had like, I probably bumped into Tommy like once or twice at like my shitty gym that like I work out at, because he was there for something, but like I probably have the least connection with him out of everyone. But I am noticing how affected everybody is. I'm just like, oh. And I walk over to Vic. Hey, did people like really know these two or something?
And Vic's like, well, Dr. Oliver was a very very known scientist around here, very smart guy. Everybody really respected him a lot. Yeah, he was a big part of this the Angel Grove community. And Kimberly, man, she was the town's sweetheart. She was the kid from the Grove, who went all the way and became this Olympic gold medalist.
Olympics, right? I remember watching that when I was in Salt Lake. Wow, that sucks. I mean, that's understatement, obviously, of the year. But like, I was gone. I didn't really know them. But damn, I kind of look around at everybody. All right, let's get something going here. And I go out, and I'm going to try to use my quips and speeches ability to try to cheer people up a little bit and try to get the situation not like fully turned around. Obviously, people aren't going to ignore the fact that people died, but try to kind of move it back a little towards the proper direction, at least for the kids. That's what I'm going to try to do.
If there's a role involved with that, could I possibly give Mouse an edge just by like assisting in the same way? Because like again, we're trying to keep people in good spirits for Power Ranger Day.
So, as it stands,
I actually don't have quips and speeches yet because I'm not the Black Ranger yet, technically. But I do social stuff, so I am going to try to as caretaker.
yeah,
Still try to do it.
okay. Is there? I think persuasion. If you want to roll persuasion for me, does Cal have any ranks in persuasion?
I have a D4 in persuasion.
Nothing in persuasion. I'm really good at performance. I have nothing in persuasion.
I'll let you do performance instead if you want to do a bit of a.
Yeah, I will attempt to kind of get people going with the Power Ranger song, and like try to get people kind of going with that. It's not my normal style of performance, but I don't have my banjo on me, so I just try to get people going as best I can. And yeah.
You do see over by the barbecue there is actually a banjo. There's the guy who's been tending to
Meant
the
to be.
barbecue. He's been like making burgers, flipping burgers. It's actually just a banjo.
I don't even say anything to the guy. I just pick up the banjo, and I walk back over, and I start playing a folk punk version of the Power Rangers theme, and try to get people going.
Does Cal have any ranks in performance?
I have nothing in performance.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Cal unfortunately can't help out with the performance check.
Because if it was a group check, I get a bonus, but it's not a group check.
But you can go ahead and roll me a performance check, please, for Mouse. Let's see if we can get another.
Oh my god!
Oh,
This does not bode well.
It is a little concerning for the future.
We're about to get jumped and only roll single digits.
Yeah. But Mouse is absolutely amazing. It does take a little bit of time getting into the rhythm for people to start realizing what it is she's playing. Not because
It is a bit of shift from the show because the Black Ranger in the show uses abilities to like do dance fighting and rap, and I'm like banjo.
play the banjo.
Aikido.
But you see quite a lot of the parents of the kids as well, who were looking at their phones and looking quite sad. Some of them who'd sent their children to martial arts classes that Tommy had run or to gymnastic classes that Kimberly had run. They start sort of picking up a little bit as Mouse starts strumming the banjo, and when they realise what the music is, they kind of break out into smiles. It's not because Mouse is playing badly, but it just takes a few seconds for them to realise because of the difference in the tune, how it's being played differently. I think this is probably the first time any of them have heard it being played by the banjo. But you can see, as I said, smiles kind of breaking out, and they start talking amongst themselves a little bit, but it's much more positive. They're remembering good moments that they had. Some of them grew up alongside these two people. They can remember when Tommy went off to MIT before he came back to sort of help out teaching paleontology at the UC AG campus. You do see over here, you do see Ethan, who many of you recognise, and I'm just having a slight problem with the map on this side. Let me just zoom in a little bit. There we go. You do see Ethan, who many of you recognise from school. Some of you recognise as the head cheerleader at the UCAG. He's currently sitting there with his boyfriend Curtis, who is the quarterback and captain of the football team. Terrible cliche, but surprisingly, both of them have been together for years. Both of them are incredibly academically talented. But Ethan looks really upset. Kimberly had recently taken over sort of coaching the cheerleader squad, and he has taken it a little bit personally, that something's happened to her.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Are you okay?
All good.
All right,
Okay.
cool. Shit scared the
Did I
crap
miss
out
it?
of me.
Just
Yeah, so I can't remember my name for a second then. Quinn, that's me. It's one letter, it's Q. It's fine. Quinn, like, talking Pete through it, it's just like, just remember rule number 5, the indomitable spirit.
I know, dude. I know, but
Yeah.
he taught us everything, man. How can he be gone? It's not right. It can't be.
No. But not everything, not anything is forever. But I
I
mean,
know,
the
but it wasn't
reports,
his
they're not
time.
ruling out foul play. What if someone did this? Who would have a grudge against him?
I don't know. I maybe have some theories, but nothing cemented.
I think at that point, Quinn probably clocks Ethan because Quinn has known Tommy from training at the dojo, but he also knew Kimberly kind of vicariously through his mother. So Quinn's mum runs a dance studio and gymnastics center, acrobatic center in Angel Grove. So Quinn's been dancing all his life, and there have been some like overlap classes. Obviously, having local town hero was an Olympic gymnast. His mum kind of had Kimberly down to host some sessions and do stuff. But Quinn is also, I described him as athletic, everything that looks like a jock, but he's totally not a jock. So he is into dancing and acro and stuff like cheerleading. So would he recognize or at least know Ethan? Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
vigorous nod. So Quinn excuses himself from Peter and makes his way over to Ethan and Curtis.
As he goes, he'll just like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Thanks, buddy."
I'm always here. Fist bump.
I don't get it. I only saw her yesterday. I mean, like, they're always so careful. An explosion in their home. It just doesn't make sense. You know, they're always the ones to tell us to make sure we've turned everything off before we finish practice and we've put everything away. Just, I don't understand.
As people go, they were meticulous. I mean, they never did anything dangerous. There were, crash mats everywhere, at least 2 layers thick. Harnesses on trampoline trick. It sucks, and it doesn't make sense.
I mean,
are you guys going to be okay?
Yeah, but who's gonna coach the team now?
The cat is.
Sorry about that. That's my Thor. She's a very vocal little beast.
You never have to apologize for a key.
No. I don't know. We might not need to worry about that right now, but there's probably some sort of process or procedure we have to follow in a book somewhere. I mean, it'll be written down somewhere, surely.
Yeah, we'll have to put the job out and do some interviews, and they always get us on the squad to help with the interviews. And Q, what about your mum? Like, is she busy at the moment?
I mean, she's got the school that she's running, but at times like this, my mum, she'll be there ready to help, and she'll have a whole spread of sandwiches ready to go with it. So if she might be able to do it temporarily and help us find a new coach. I mean, she knows people.
I'll have to give her a call, but just we'll figure this out.
Yeah, I'll queue her up for a phone call.
I don't get it. I really don't.
It's okay. Just we've all got to take our time. It's gonna be crappy for a while.
You see, Ethan is quite lithe. He's tall but skinny. He's wearing quite baggy clothing, but anybody that's seen him is well aware that he is skinny but very muscular. Curtis, on the other hand, is big, and he just puts an arm round Ethan's shoulder and sort of pulls him close. It's just like it's all right. We'll get through this. We'll go pick up some flowers tonight, and we'll leave them at the house.
Yeah, I think Quinn puts a hand on like both shoulders that are nearby, just in comfort, and tries to think of something deep and meaningful to say, but has nothing to say. So he just kind of nods and, with closed eyes, and then heads back away.
The kids don't seem to have picked up on the general mood. They're still quite bouncy, running about, dancing, jumping, swinging plastic swords and axes at each other. One of the pink rangers has got a bow with some sticky darts that she's firing off not very well, and one of them does just sort of like ping and catches Cal like just on the side of the head.
Big thumbs up, a million terawatt smile, great shot, and then takes the dart off and like hands it back to the little girl. And,
Peter, as sad as he is, Peter's gonna like just kind of chuckle to himself about it.
She's
really good with that thing.
She reaches up and takes the dart. She's 3 foot tall. She's really kind of having to stretch up and pick a hold of it.
Cal just goes down on like one knee to be at like eye level and hands it back.
Takes it and sort of strings it up straight away, turns around and ding, fires it off at Peter.
At that point, Peter will kind of say thank you to Q and Cal for reconciling him and whatnot, and he'll just look at the kid and just kind of be like, yeah, I gotta do this, and he'll just get back up and carry on playing, not as energetically as he was, but still try to be there for the kids and just make it a fun experience for them for now.
You see on the television there's a bit of a crackle and a tapping on the microphone, that lovely pop noise as someone tests it and makes sure it's on, and the mayor gets up, strides over to the microphone where her aide already is standing, and flashes a smile at the camera that is just dazzling. At some point someone's paid to have her teeth whitened. She's dressed impeccably in a suit with a pin with the colours of the Power Rangers on the lapel. Hair is fantastic. She opens her mouth and you can see the words forming on her mouth, on her lips. However, as she starts to speak, you can feel this electric tingle in the atmosphere. It's kind of making your teeth vibrate, the hairs on your arms and the back of your neck stand up. And
guys, you feel strange.
Just as it gets uncomfortable, just as it starts to buzz in your ears, there is a loud crack of what you would have guessed to be thunder, except there's no lightning anywhere in the sky. And as the noise sort of echoes through the park, a blast of white light strikes the sentinel statue and splinters it into several large chunks. A large figure, barely visible through the smoke and dust that followed the explosion, begins to stride out of it, and all of the cameras pan from the stage to this giant of a man. Only
I instinctually kind of step aside in front of my siblings.
Does the man appear? Does the figure appear to be like human or humanoid?
definitely looks humanoid. You can see a head, 2 arms, some legs, but there also seems to be a sword in one hand.
Yeah, Cal's immediately going to start trying to evacuate, like, kids especially, like, out of the park.
Yeah.
Peter's gonna say to him, gonna just like kind of whisper under his breath, like, "This isn't a coincidence."
Quinn is doing the same thing to the for the kids.
Yeah, it's like it may have been 10 years, but we're Angel Grove residents. We know what this shit is.
With this, you know, if the monster attack siren goes off, you know, you calmly, quickly, quietly head for the exits. So yeah, just start kind of avoiding panic and bring.
Yeah, Peter will also start rounding up the kids that he's been like play fighting with and kind of usher them off to.
I don't leave. I just move in front of my siblings and kind of stand my ground, stupidly.
And Vic is standing there still next to Mouse, but he's standing there froze, mouth wide open, shook, because he's like, what is going on?
As the dust and smoke settles, you see the last of the cameras, the one that was pointed at the mayor, just starts to sort of move away. You do catch sight of the fact that she's fallen. She's sort of sitting down, staring at the smoke and dust with shock on her face, and out of it strides one of the strangest things you've seen in years, although not the strangest thing you've ever seen. As you said, you're all from Angel Grove, but this man seems to be half skeletal and the other half seems to be patterned like camouflage. He's holding this sword that seems to be made of bone. His face is that of a skeleton, the skull, a helmet upon his head.
Rito Revolto.
Oh,
He looks very much like that.
oh yeah.
Lovely sword in hand.
With giant red headlight boobs. Sorry.
Would this be the
Damn.
first time Rito's been to Earth, or was he
I can't
around 10 years
believe that Skeletor got buff. That's crazy.
You've never
He
seen
sounds
this particular man before.
Yeah, just funneling children out of the park, and after like the children are gone, like moving up in age, just getting everyone as far away from this thing as I can. Every second that he is not attacking someone is a second I can get someone out of here.
I try to get my kids to go with the ones that are fleeing, but I still stand there.
Standing your ground. The kids... Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Q's got his little action camera because he's disassembled the tripod and like bagged it for now. But his little action camera, he's just taken out of his pocket and he surreptitiously clicked the record button to try and catch some footage of this. I'm sure everybody else is out there with their phones, but he's just being more subtle about it.
Yeah, as you said, there are plenty of people that are standing. Some of them seem to think maybe this is some sort of PR stunt. You know, it's been 10 years. Surely there's no more monsters to appear.
You bring shame to the name of Angel Grove.
Yeah, they've got phones out. You can see like they're recording it. One of them's taking selfies. He's got the camera on. He's just like, guys,
what a
look at
legend!
this.
It's morning time, but first, let me take a selfie.
Hold on, I have to make sure that guy lives specifically.
What are you doing?
That legend can't die. You got a selfie with Skeletor. He's got to pull through.
Not any Skeletor, buff Skeletor.
Dude,
He's
I'm
pretty
saying.
Bob Skeletor.
I mean, he's not had a lot to do since the 80s. You know, he's not got contract to work. He's just been at the gym every day.
Changed his colour scheme.
I'll
though.
show He-Man.
He lost the blue skin, but made up for it with massive bones.
And half of a paint job.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Alright, so
Figure strides up to the stage. He just pushes the mayor casually aside with one foot, just gives her a shove, and she goes sort of tumbling off the stage into the few people that are still there taking videos and pictures. And you can see in this moment they're kind of, that doesn't look right. You know, even if it is a PR stunt, they wouldn't just do that to the mayor, surely.
Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I'm trying to work out how many people would be left. 'Cause I know you said that there are like 3,000 people in the park. No, sorry, it's a 3,000 acre park.
Yeah,
You said that there were quite
Way
lot.
more than
quite a few,
3,000 people.
thousands of people. The stage is set up. There's like different groups. So there's areas where people are barbecuing. There is the stage where people are sort of gathered around, maybe a couple of hundred people, parents of the kids who are due to perform and things like that. But most of the park, from what you can see on the big screens as cameras start panning around to try and capture everything, most of the park is emptying. Particularly anybody with kids, they're running. They're doing exactly the same thing you guys were, trying to get the kids away from what could be potentially dangerous. There was no mention.
I mean, look, a statue has already exploded. That shrapnel, that's like
Yep.
rock and stuff. Like, this is already not safe.
Yeah. It's only the generally foolhardy groups, you know, the ones that are like, there's a tornado coming, we're just going to capture it on camera, or, you know, those sort of
Drive
people,
towards it.
Yeah, that are still kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure everything's fine. This can't be what it looks like. But
So, yeah, in Quinn's head, he's kind of gone through maybe it's a stunt, you know, because under a sheet, you know, maybe it's like surprise. But given that it's just kicked the mayor aside with nary a second thought, he's now at the point of, is it going to start threatening / attacking other people? And if so, that's when he's going to start running in.
Can Peter notice anyone injured or anything hit by the debris?
there is some people injured by the debris, but the stage itself is a good couple of 100 meters away. You guys are sort of watching most of it on the TV and through the lens of cameras that are zoomed in. You can see like security are trying to move people away. You do see a couple of police officers that look a little bit familiar. One's a little bit taller and skinnier. The other one a little bit more built. But they've
bulky, you might say.
Yeah, a little bit bulky. Yeah. They've lost their hats. One of them has a ponytail, but they're kind of shepherding people away, just trying to get them away from the stage. Though you do see that the skinnier one has actually got a small camera out and is filming it even as he's doing his duty. And you do have a bit of a flashback to the TV show, the sort of
The
like
news
YouTube
reports.
show about Bulk and Scolded when they were still in high school, where they would run around after the Power Rangers and try and capture bits and pieces of the fights. And you do
They
realise,
ran the fan club, basically. They had like a podcast kind of thing. And
yeah,
Wasn't that
They
on
were-
Babuki?
They were a conspiracy theory podcast on who the Power Rangers really were.
100%. And it seems
also really big fans if it's like the comic. Like they were some of the Power Rangers like #1
Yep.
supporters.
and with this new monster running havoc through the park, surely someone is going to step in now. They'll be able to get the first footage of the Power Rangers come back. But he's shepherding people away, and he's trying to keep the camera steady, and it's not working particularly well. But But as the seconds go by, nobody turns up. No flash of lights, no yells of attack. But the skeletal figure does start talking, and his voice is projected by the microphone he stands in front of. Your rangers are no more. Your city no longer defended. The ones that didn't flee are dead by my hand. Angel Grove belongs now to the forces of Master Vile. Putties, show these people who is in charge. And
As he says this, Peter's going to be like, I knew it, to himself. And yeah, carry on.
as he finishes speaking, you do see half a dozen putties just teleport to the ground near you.
Do you want to clear up the tokens for the people that already ran away?
Yep.
Or
I'm just about to. I'm just trying to sort the camera out because I need to zoom in a scary amount because I did not think this overlay through particularly well. You know what? Bear with me 1 second. I can
I'm
do
playing with the tape measure tool.
this. If I do that and make this bigger, yeah, that should work. There we go. That's a bit better. You can actually see the putties now. For the people looking on Twitch. And
All right.
quite a lot of the group have run off. They've helped with the kids. Eliza and the cameraman are still standing by, recording what's going on. Curtis and Ethan have kind of been backed into a corner, but the two ladies closest to them have kind of moved over to hide next to them, leaving just the group of the five of you standing, watching. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
As this is all going on, by the way, Peter's put his cosplay helmet on.
This motherfucker.
Yeah. Peter's going in.
and here it starts.
Is there a specific? There's no difficulty you want us to input, right?
No, unfortunately, it will still ask for a difficulty, and it will tell you that you failed, but you don't fail. It just sets your initiative order.
Okay. I was gonna be like,
By the way, what did I fucking say? Single
We've all
digits.
started rolling badly now. Oh, yep, we have all started rolling badly now.
Single digits. Shout out to
I
the
did
Blue
that.
Ranger.
I would just like to say that I did roll a
Yeah.
4 on my D4, if that counts for anything at all.
So you've got a crit on your D4 for your... But
Initiative, but I only got 8 in total.
okay, let's just add some turns on here so we can keep track of where everybody is.
Now I am supposed to be good at this, but I'm not. Is the thing.
Yeah.
It could
The
be
cat's come
worse. Let's have a look. So,
That's doing a good job of not actually appearing on the stream camera.
if you could just do me a favour and just tell me what you got one by one. So I've got Peter here with 10. Is that correct?
Yep.
Cal?
I have a 6.
Okay. Q?
8.
Fantastic. Vic?
14.
14. Oh. And Mouse?
7.
7. I mean, you all beat the putties who got a grand total of 5. So there is
You know
that.
what? We win these.
There
We
is
take
that.
these.
And I'm just going to pop I'm going to move the initiative order over so that hopefully people can see it on the stream. Nope. Okay. It's not showing up on the stream. That's fine. So you're going to start off the combat with some story points as well.
Amazing.
So
have we got the? Sorry, I was going to say, have we got the 5 that we start with for 1 per player?
Yep. I'm going to pop those on the initiative, the turn tracker, just because it's an easy way to keep it on there.
Okay.
1 second, I'm grabbing my core book so I can follow along with the rules.
Story points are cumulative, aren't they? So
the story points...
We have a pool as a group.
Yes, work as a pool for everybody. Yeah. That did not go on. Why didn't that go on?
I'm ready for my accountancy.
There we go. 5 story points on there. You can spend them as you want to spend them, but it spends for the whole pool. So if somebody spends 1, that is 1 they've spent for. Let's move him over.
Everybody, I got you.
But we get story points if we take a natural 1, don't we?
You do. If you roll a natural 1 and decide to keep it, you will get a story point.
And don't we get one when we roll initiative as well?
For particularly action-packed or exciting... You know what? I think this is a particularly action-packed or exciting scene. So let's go, we'll give you another story point for the initiative. You do get a story point if you roll a 1.
A 1 on the D20, right?
On the
not the
on a
not a skill die.
Or
on the skill die, except for the D2.
Dice. Yep.
Gotcha.
It's a natural 1. He says that now. He's not 100% certain. He's just going to double check that. Skill test fumbles. Okay, so if you fumble, so that's a 1 on the skill dice and you fail the skill check.
Okay, so it combination failure and a 1 on your skill dice.
You get the story point on the D20. There we go. Thank you, Brian, for being awesome. I knew there would be something. Exactly. We have Brian here. Brian is fantastic. I knew there was going to be at least
Brian
one
in the chat.
Brian is in the chat. Yes.
Thundercats, ho!
He has already asked where He-Man is. I did tell him not to encourage you. So Brian says you get the story point on the D20, but you can choose to re-roll any one with a story point.
Okay.
Okay. We have Vic, who has the highest initiative, so Vic will get to go first.
Okay, and Vic's like, this is not what his mom meant by saying going out and becoming social.
Yep. Making friends with putties is generally a bad call.
So let's see. Vic is terrified. So Vic is looking at Mouse like, what should he do? He doesn't really know what to do, so he's just stalling. He's just sitting there stunned. So maybe he kind of takes a step onto the other side of Mouse because he's a little nervous.
Okay.
And that's it. Vic doesn't really make any movements at first because he doesn't know what to do. He's lost.
Okay. We'll go down to Peter then.
Oh yes. So obviously, as the putties have spawned in, Peter's like, because all of this is happening like concurrently. So Peter hasn't even stopped to think. As soon as the putties have spawned in, his feet are moving. He's running towards this one right here, and he's gonna scream at it in putty. What did you do to him? And then he is going to run and drop kick this dude, like real hard. What is the difficulty? Is it just 10?
The difficulty for the putty is going to be 13.
13. Bear with me 2 seconds then. No.
So just to ask the question, are you putting yourself in a prone position?
Just run
No,
over,
no.
drop kick him.
Flip up as I land.
Okay, so not only was that a success, that was a critical success. So
Yeah. Pete's pissed.
Peter clearly is. So with the critical success, you get a few different options. You can take one of the alternate effects, or you can double the amount of damage you've done. So Peter does run in. He does drop kick this putty so hard that the putty just explodes as his feet connect with it. It just completely falls apart as if someone's was playing with a puppet and just literally let go of all of the strings. It just hits the ground in pieces.
So, being an awesome martial artist, as he hits it with a drop kick, he lands on his back onto his hands and then springs back up onto his feet in a fighting position, ready for the next one.
You do see the other putties look over towards Peter in confusion. It's like, wait, what? He understands, he speaks. They don't respond, but you can see them kind of look at each other. And what I'd like you all to do for me is roll an alertness check with a difficulty 10.
Yoki.
Do.
Using smarts, my favourite
Hey,
skill.
let's get it. Oh my.
Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
That is fine though. So that is the first one. That does mean you've got a choice, Mia. Mouse can either keep the 1 and get a story point for the group, or you can spend the 1 to re-roll your dice. Or you can spend
that
a
one.
story point to re-roll your dice.
It's group, or do we each have our own personal pool? Of
It's a
story
group
points?
pool.
Hit that story.
I was planning on using a story point this round, so I will generate a story point for the group,
Fantastic.
and I will just use it on my turn.
Okay. So Cal, Peter, and Mercutio, you've all seen the Power Rangers on TV. You've seen them fighting the putties. You may even have seen them a little bit closer than you would have liked. These ones don't look right. It looks kind of as if someone's melted part of their faces. Their armor doesn't look quite as if it's been formed properly. One of their fists is more like a sledgehammer than anything else. If you were to put a word to it, you'd say they look defective.
And Pete will shout over, "Hey, look at these defective dudes! One hit!
And
And they will try and coax Quinn in. Come.
it's Q's
Come,
turn
we
now,
must do battle.
Q's turn. Cool. Q is going to whip out a tape measure quickly.
Yeah, you got the range, don't worry. With your 40 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God,
Kind of
this man.
same vein as Peter. Q runs past to this next putty. As he's running past Peter, he shouts, "There's nothing wrong with a quality second!" And kind of, he's going to just try and washing line it, I suppose. So yeah, he's going for arm out takedown as might attack.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The difficulty again is 13.
13.
Holy
Ah!
shit.
Crit.
Yeah.
And that one is a crit. Wait, no, it's not. That's a D6.
Not a crit,
No,
unfortunately, because it's from a D6.
Oh, no,
but
it's a D6.
it's still a pretty good hit, considering they've only got the toughness of 13. Q literally takes its head off. Like literally, as he sort of goes running in and catches it in the crook of his elbow, he just literally takes its head off. And again, you just get the sense that this is just a little bit too easy. Like Q spent a lot of time. Both Q and Peter have spent a lot of time practicing their martial arts. They've been doing it for years, but they're just falling apart.
So, as he lops the head off, Grim is slightly perplexed. I mean, he knew it was good, but not that
good.
good.
Peter will
Not
shout
too
over. They don't hold together too well, do they?
It's a bit like candy floss, and then Q keeps going. So I think that takes me to 40. And then what's the formula for free actions?
So free actions is speed minus 2.
Minus 2. So I have 2 free actions. So I'll close the gap to this next one.
Okay.
With
So
by using some extra distance.
fantastic. So Q is using his 2 free actions to get himself 5 additional feet of movement per action.
And
I forgot we could do that.
Okay.
Oh, this chappie's dead.
It is.
What was
indeed.
it? Speed minus 2?
Speed minus 2, yep.
Yeah, cool. So I get 3 free actions. Nice.
Fantastic. That brings us to Mouse then.
I glance over at Vic and I kind of go, huh? And when he looks at me for what to do, and then I reach down and I grab the back of the bench I was sitting on, and I kick at it as hard as I can. I'm spending a story point to temporarily create a piece of equipment.
I love
as
it.
I wrench off part of the bench into a strangely sledgehammer-looking piece of metal and cement from the bottom of it.
Like rebar and cement, yeah.
I love it.
That I wrench off the back of the bench.
That is a fantastic use for a story point. Okay.
And I will, assuming I have actions left or whatever, I'm going to kind of like heft it. And it looks heavy, but I seem to be handling it very well. And I am just beelining towards that putty, which I don't think I can get to, but on my way to do it.
Okay.
To whichever putty I can.
So, how much movement does Mouse have? You got 30 foot.
30 feet.
You do have a speed of 3, so you can use one of your free actions to move 5 foot further. So you can do 35 foot. And in fact, if you want to use your actual action, you could even sprint. I want to say it is called.
Yeah.
Sprint. So you can use your standard action to make another move action. So you could move another 30
30 feet?
Yep.
I move there, and I'm trying to catch the attention of the unoccupied putty.
Okay. Cal.
So first, Cal is going to turn to Elisa and Jason next to him, and be like, "Hey, I know you guys are filming this, but you need to back up. This isn't safe. You got to get out of here, or at the very least, stay behind me." And then he's going to basically come over to these guys over here and try help funnel them out. Just emptying this part completely.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me. I'll say with edge, because Cal's speaking some sense there. There's a giant...
difficulty?
Difficulty, we'll say, is 10.
And edge.
So it's not only a success, but a critical success. With a 4 on the
We take
D4.
those.
We will take those. You see Jason look over at Elisa, and he's like, the kid speaks sense. Like, what the heck? We can catch some video footage later. You know, there's other cameras. There's a chopper in the sky. Just come on! And he grabs hold of her and starts tugging her away. They both leg it out of the park. Although you can hear Eliza just like, I need my story!
Sorry, I don't know.
Frickin' reporters, man.
The other four that are in the corner, now that the putty has been taken down by Peter and Q, they also make a run for the exit, sort of between Cal and Vic, and just flee out of the park, leaving just the 5 of you and the putties.
And then before the turn wraps back around to top of the order, I would like to shout out to the 3 people who have decided to engage the putties. Something seems wrong with them. Keep your guard up.
Fantastic. So, it's the putties' turn now.
Dun dun dun.
Exactly.
Bring it on.
The one closest to Q raises one sledgehammer-looking fist, very much like Mouse's impromptu weapon, and just swings it down with all of his force. What is Q's either toughness or evasion, whichever is higher that you wish to use?
Toughness, so 16, so I'll go for a block.
Fantastic. Let's have a look. Oh.
Oh.
Oh my.
Is a critical success for the putty.
I hope you're ready to make a new character.
The putty's sledgehammer hands.
All of us get to become rangers.
Yeah, like some of you get to become rangers.
You know what he said about it turning into like teenagers just doing stuff?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
The putty's like sledgehammer fist swings down and with enough force to break through Q's guard and like drives into his shoulder, which will be...
Real quick, I'm getting a little bit of an echo from Matthew.
Oh.
I'm getting... Who am I getting this echo from? I'm getting an echo... Is it just me who hears it?
I think it's just you.
No, I can hear an echo, but it doesn't seem to be lighting up anyone else's Discord, so I
Right,
don't know what it
same.
is.
We have the Discord
Yeah, same.
gremlins.
Man. This app, man. Anyway.
Sorry, it's just something I noticed.
No, that's okay. That will be 2...
I put mine on mute. Was it me?
I don't think... No, I could still hear it while you were muted.
Okay.
And funnily enough, it just went away.
Maybe I needed to speak. I was too quiet.
Yeah. You're so much of a Blue Ranger that just speaking soothes technology into doing what it should.
Perfect.
That'd be 2 blunt damage that Q takes.
Okay.
Dead.
He's
I'm
still
not dead.
standing.
I'm just very badly burned.
The others start to move towards the group. They don't move particularly quickly. You can see they're sort of almost kind of like crab walking over towards you. One of them in particular seems to be finding it a bit difficult as one leg is almost a foot longer than the other and is kind of like dragging between the steps. There is something very, very wrong with these putties. But as they kind of rush over towards you, they don't seem to have time enough to actually stop and make any kind of attack.
Side note, I didn't have it zoomed out enough, so I didn't realize there were 2 more putties over there. But now I know.
Fantastic.
Wouldn't have changed my action.
That's okay. That will bring us to Vic.
Okay, and Big C's everybody.
Oh,
It rushed into
I found out
action.
what it was.
Oh, was it me?
Yeah, I'm getting a big echo from
No,
you now.
the echo is from Roll20's own integrated like sound connection.
Does
So
somebody
if you
have...
scroll
Oh, okay.
onto like the
So
actual,
how about this? How about this? I
Yeah.
muted my roll 20. It might have been doing both of them.
yeah, no, I was for sure hearing both of those, which is why I wasn't lighting up Discord. I was just hearing it straight from Roll20.
I disabled mine, so I
Okay,
wasn't getting
alright.
anything.
The more you know.
Okay. All right. So everything sounding good now.
Yep.
Go for it.
Okay. So Vic sees everybody rushing into action. So now he looks up to the sky and just closes his eyes and clenches his fist, and he's like, "I got to do something." So he moves his 25 feet that I can move over here next to Peter, and he's like, "Dude, that was amazing what you just did to that thing. Nice helmet, by the way. I'm Vic."
Thanks, buddy. Pete.
And then he looks back and he sees Cal back there, and he's like, "You guys are crazy, but if my friend Mouse is running in with you guys, I got her back, and I got yours."
Happy to have you, Vic.
Good to know, buddy.
Oh,
All right, and I think that was the end of my movement because I can't go any further. I think the
No,
blue
but if you
got
want to
shortest movement
use
25. Yep.
if you want to use your standard action, you can sprint by making another movement, essentially.
Okay. And how far? I can. So how far can I move with that? Or
Your
the sprint?
base movement, so another 25 foot.
5. Okay. So let's see. Where do I want to?
And you do have one free
So then
action, so you can use your free action to add another 5 foot of movement if you want to make it 30 foot total. But that'll be all your actions for the turn.
So yeah, there's. And so yeah, let's do that. So I'll use the 30 feet to run behind and try to get a mouse on back.
Okay.
I think that's the 30 feet right there. If I'm mistaken. All right, and that'll end my turn.
Brilliant. Which brings us to Peter.
I'm like behind you.
Cool. When anyone says I end my turn, does it remind anyone else of Yu-Gi-Oh, or is it just me?
I mean, I'm constantly
Yes.
thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh, so
now it
Yes.
does.
I never
Thank
watched Yu-Gi-Oh. Sorry, I never watched it.
I'm going to move my standard 30 feet. Then I'm going to use one of my bonus actions to move another 5 feet. I can still attack, can't I?
Yeah,
I use
you've
bonus
not
action.
used your standard action. You mean you've used your free action?
Yeah, that's what.
Yep.
Sorry, I call it bonus action because
Yep.
D&D.
look, we can't always remember everything outside
no.
of 5e.
No.
And then as Pete runs in, he's gonna call the party a son of a bitch in putty for hitting Quinn, and he's gonna fly in. Oh no, don't want no skill shift on it. Submit.
A second drop kick.
13. No, he's gonna like just fly in with a fist for this one.
Superman punch.
Can he headbutt him?
Yeah.
Just runs straight in and crack, nuts him in the face.
Go ahead and roll the.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Can I use the story point?
I mean, we have 11 of them. Go ahead.
Well,
Go, story point it is.
don't have 11. I'm not sure why it jumped to 11. It should be 6.
We have 6. Go ahead.
That's
It was just like, whoa. You had 7. Yeah, you had 7. Mouse used one to fabricate a sledgehammer style weapon.
Yeah, we have 5.
Yeah. That
I
is a
have
hit.
counters.
That is much better. Oh, are you using your
Yeah, I have a special tray for my poker chips. I'm also using my caster tile to track my health, my power points, and story points.
Look at this dude.
He's prepared.
so I want
Great
to.
guy to have.
I want to say, because of the fumble on the first roll, he'll run in and like headbutt him once, and he just kind of like shakes his head and nothing happens, and just cracks him again, and his head just explodes. And then I'll use the last 2 of my 3 actions to work my way around this side. So I'm flanking this putty here.
Okay, let's pop that one. So that is also dead. You see for a moment, as Peter headbutts the putty, his head basically replaces the other head, although it's facing the wrong way. He's kind of like looking back over the putty's back as it just drops to the floor with nothing left to control it. And that brings us to Q.
Cool. So Q, having lopped the head off the first one and then run up to the second one, he sees the fist coming down and he goes to block it, expecting it to not be as particularly strong attack, and then it comes crashing through his shoulder and he just goes, "Son of a bee sting!" And then the next thing he knows, Peter's run through and taken care of Violence McPutty face. And so having kind of come down and is slightly crouched from having been crumpled in the shoulder, he then does a nice big roadhouse kick, trying to take out this other putty vigorously with his foot.
Go for
Roadhouse.
Like the bar and grill?
Oh, Peter. Roadhouse.
Yay, pop culture. Oh, man. I would like to spend a story point.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
go
with it.
ahead.
Story point.
Well, yeah, do I reroll both? I do, don't I?
No, do not fail
I'm
me
going to
again.
act quickly before Brian says, no, I can't. Where's my sheet? It's there. Right. Click. Submit. 13. Submit. Come on. Roll 20 dice. There we go. That's a bit healthier.
There is unfortunately a lot of hoops to jump through when you're doing dice rolling on Roll20. Fantastic.
It does seem strange that we get to set the difficulty when we're rolling.
I think they've done it so you can see whether or not you just get a success or a critical or a fumble, which is great for sort of like
XP,
the yeah. It looks great. It's nice and easy to see. We lost Peter / Michael.
Oh, he's dead.
He's back.
Sorry, my video went through for a second then.
Q gives a roundhouse kick to the head, chest. Where's Q aiming?
He's going for the head, kind of between neck and shoulder.
Decapitation.
Yeah, like you see Q's feet. He just goes into that pointed, and it just the almost like the shin catches the neck of the putty, and for a second it looks fine. It looks like maybe he's missed, and then you realise that there's basically like a chunk of his neck had been taken out, and in almost like Jenga fashion, it was still there for a second, and then it just tumbles forward. The head kind of hits the ground and rolls away. The body falls to the side, limp. Yeah.
I think Quinn just goes, ew, 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 and is brushing it off his leg.
Just like, you putty.
Ew, ew, get it off. And then he just kind of, whilst kind of shuffling and hopping, comes to a corner over here. Yu-Gi-Oh will end his turn.
That will
Place 3 cards face down.
I was just about to say I set 1 card face down and end my turn.
That will bring us back to Mouse's turn.
Okay, so I take my makeshift sledgehammer and I kind of like place it against the chest of the putty in front of me, just to nudge it back enough to be better within range. And then I'm not actually like doing an action to move it, but just nudge it back a little bit, then come around and try to connect my makeshift sledgehammer with the side of its head.
Just set him up with the shove and...
Okay.
Yep.
If you want to make
Momentum.
might attack for me.
DC 13?
DC 13, yep. Difficulty 13.
You know what? No. Story point. Everyone else got to do it.
Sorry, boy!
Okay.
down to 3.
We are down to 3.
Hey, that's
okay.
Oh no, I'm just keeping track. Don't worry. I'm fully on board with everyone using story points to hit.
Oh. Nope.
See, Mouse, you used all of our good rolls earlier.
Someone had to play the damn banjo, okay?
It was a fantastic banjo performance, though. I've
It
never
was
seen one
brilliant.
better.
Perhaps you should have used the banjo as the weapon.
Oh.
Bard for the actions.
Bardic
It's actually
inspiration.
really smart. But yeah, so I nudge him back, but unfortunately I nudge him back a little too far. And my swing just goes wide. Whoosh.
Okay.
And I curse very loudly.
Any other actions for Mouse? Is she staying where she is?
I'm staying where I am. Can I go into like defense or anything like that? Or that probably takes like an action.
It does. Yeah, there is a defend action, but it does take an action.
I will hold my ground and try to keep their focus on me.
Okay, then. Which brings us to Cal.
All right. I'm going to use my movement as well as my 3 free actions to get right up next to Vic.
Man, if only we could jump really, really far.
Yeah, if only one of us was a ranger with the ability to just leap really, really fucking far. That'd be crazy. And then I guess I'm gonna yell at this one. Just to try make sure that someone doesn't get extremely hurt.
Go ahead and make me either a persuasion or an intimidation check, depending on how you're sort of wording.
Oh, bro, you could have stopped the persuasion. That's all you had to say.
Give me a
Darling,
persuasion check. The difficulty will be, bear with me one moment, the difficulty will be 11.
Alright. Normal. Son of bitch. Well, I mean, that's a 1 on the D20.
It is a 1 on the D20. You can, as I said, you
So,
can
good
generate
news-
a story point, or you can use a story point to re-roll.
Good news, guys. We have 4 story points.
I should have taken the comedic origin.
No,
We're gonna need
we've banned the comedic origin. I laugh too easily.
I'm not allowed to take comedic.
No,
Too damn funny.
It's not funny. The jokes are really bad, and that's why they're funny.
I'm
Yeah,
a
so-
sucker for a bad pun.
Ergo.
Yeah. You see the putty
Ergo,
that,
too damn funny.
you see the putty that Cal was shouting at kind of looks over at him and then looks over at the other putty, and he makes that warbling noise that you seem so familiar with by now. Yep. And
Yes, the turkey call. I'm familiar.
anybody that can speak the language hears one putty say to the other, it's just like, did you understand that?
Pete's just going to shout back over. He said in putty and just say what he said again, but in putty.
And we are
Thanks for the translation. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Vic speaks out. He's like, he's confused by you.
Oh, pardon, that was really fast.
It was. I caught the first part, but not the second.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you for the information.
Everybody's just translating for Cal now. But
It's great, man.
the 2 putties are going to attack Mouse now that they've sort of got her cornered. Can you tell me either your highest of your toughness or evasion for Mouse, whichever one you're using?
My toughness is 16.
16, fantastic. So we are going to gain that, and no change. Difficulty is 16, but we do
course.
Well, that's unfortunate.
What have we got?
That is equally
So,
unfortunate.
for the record, the first critical success isn't a critical success. The Roll20 code is still showing a 2 on a D2 as being a crit. It is not a crit. We just
The second one, however.
the second one,
Yeah, the
however,
second one.
is a crit. The two putties who have kind of cornered Mouse a little bit almost seem encouraged by each other's presence. There's no jostling about. They seem to be quite good at fighting next to each other, and they do lay into her. Mouse
Yo,
is
those
take,
two putties are the real Power Rangers.
Yeah. Mouse is going to take 3 points of damage.
I'm still standing.
You are still standing. Mouse has got some serious health going on.
I'm just like really hurt from that, but I'm still standing.
Mouse can do this all day. Which brings us to Vic's turn.
Okay, so Vic's gonna move up to engage his buddy up here, and Vic is not a martial artist, but he did watch YouTube videos on self-defense. So he's gonna get.
I mean, practically the same
He's
thing.
gonna get. Yeah, he's gonna get us grind and then try to give him a kick in the chest.
Go ahead.
Join us, brother. Punch this man.
Go ahead and roll some dice for me.
All right. So it'll just be funny to roll. The next one do is it Mike?
Ooh, your mic's going funny again, bud.
Yeah. Let's just have a look. So it will be either your might or your finesse, whichever is higher. You can click, if you scroll down on your sheet, there should be a section that says unarmed combat. You can click on that and it will roll, like it will choose the skill dice appropriate for it.
Gotcha.
And the difficulty is 13.
Okay, let me get right.
All right.
Fantastic. So as
Okay.
yeah, that's a hit for Vic. As Vic follows his YouTube martial arts training, runs forward and just plants a foot in the chest of this putty. He kicks it with enough force that it stumbles backwards. Stands on one of the on the basketball.
Does it trip
behind
on the
it.
balls?
Yep. Stands 1 foot on the basketball, starts to slide, goes to put another foot down, catches the netball, throws that one, a volleyball, throws that one side by 1 foot, cracks its shoulder and torso on the table as it goes down, and just crumbles as he hits the ground, leaving just the one putty left.
The power of friendship can't save you now.
Mine.
If Peter misses now, we all agree.
This guy's a fucking Vegeta.
We all agree Peter cannot use a story point for this attack, yeah?
No.
He does not get another one.
Has to use it as like let the dice fall as the dice fall, just because of how confident he just sounded.
Because of how much he wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't taken one out yet.
Peter's gonna like hop, skip, and jump over this one. It was just dead in front of him. There's a pile of nice little bones that I left. It was lovely. And he's gonna do the
They have
famous.
bones?
Who knows? He was built by a bony dude, so we're gonna assume. And he's
God.
going to do for what is hopefully the final attack, the classic Tommy Oliver roundhouse kick.
can
Do,
see.
do, do, do,
I
do.
see,
Desperately want you to miss. I desperately want this. Yes!
I should get my story point.
No.
No. See, like, it's up to you. Okay, it is 100% up to you. But I also think this works from a narrative standpoint because you have two martial artists who have had some of the same training, some of the same instructors. One of them executes a perfect roundhouse kick. The other fails. The rivalry
I'm
is
a bit
real.
more. I'm a bit more brawly than Q is. I'm more MMA style of fighting, so I know lots of different martial arts, but aren't as honed in one specific area as he is.
The rivalry is real.
But I suppose I will have to end my turn there, won't I?
Yeah, place your cards face down. Summon your monster in defense position.
I set 2 cards and I ready in action.
Yeah.
And I end
You
my
know what?
turn.
That one works.
It is Q's turn now. I cannot blame him
Ooh.
yet. I have seen it, but I'm ignoring the Yu-Gi-Oh references.
I'm not sure what Brian is saying in chat because I think my chat must be set to filter it out. But
Yeah, I set the filter as being like really good because I wasn't sure how much of attention I was going to be able to keep on it. But he said Bitem, and Bitem apparently got caught on the filter. Although he did say,
I see it.
I think he made a reference to Rito being big boned earlier, and that did exactly the same thing. So I had to approve that one too.
Giggity.
On that giggity goo, Q is going to.
Now, I hope you don't take
Run
this the
past.
wrong way, but I also want you to miss.
You just want to hit something, don't you?
No, not at all.
Not in
That's not me.
mine.
I want Mouse's redemption.
I also
So
want
Q's
Mouse's
gonna run
redemption.
Q is going to run past the putty, grab the bat off the table, and then turn and swing.
Fantastic. Make a might attack for me.
Do I get anything for using a bat?
It would just be
Do you
the
have that
damage
proficiency?
profile of the bat. So you wouldn't get
Okay.
edge or upshift or anything. It would just be the damage profile for the bat.
Ah, well. Sorry, Mouse.
I was looking
Not a
for a
hit.
swing and a miss.
You're fine. You're fine.
That is a.
I will have plenty of those opportunities.
I'm sure there'll be more putties.
Yeah, I feel cool just for taking that hit and still be standing.
Yeah.
So.
I have to say,
Yeah, that was
Better look at it
Yeah.
than I do.
there is not a lot of beginning level characters that could have taken that hit and just been like, no, I am still standing. I am ready to fight. But you succeed. How does Q defeat this last putty?
So
Da-da-da-da-da.
seeing Peter distract him with his roundhouse kick, which must have been his plan all along.
Yep,
Because
that's
he
what I was
also
planning.
will have seen the bat and known what I'm like. So I kind of do like a quick, shimmy round the putty. I grab the bat, kind of plant my back foot, and then just swing straight through. Again, going for the head because it seems to be their weakest point. And hoping that when I hit the head, it clears Mouse rather than
Head beams
I'll
Mouse
leave
in the head, deals 1 damage.
Last damage, and I'm just like, blah.
or it turns into a game of putty head volleyball. It's just boom.
We're just all batting around.
Yeah. So I just smushed into the side of the head. So whether the bat gets stuck in its head or whether its head comes off, I'm
Its head
narratively
comes off, but it's stuck to the bat.
Yeah, it's
stuck
just
to
like,
the bat.
You're just kind of like,
it's like almost
Just folded around the bat.
as you do hit it,
Yes.
you're expecting resistance, but it actually is almost like it's made of some sort of clay that isn't quite baked properly, so it's still soft, and it does crack, but rips off as well, and it's just like half of its face is caved in. There's a baseball bat essentially lodged in what would have been its jaw.
I just kinda
You're,
put it back
you're
down on
probably
the
good to
table.
drop the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on,
just
clean it
put
up
it down.
first. You gotta
Yeah.
clean it off first.
Bang it on your boot to get the dirt
That wasn't
off.
yours.
I scrape it off on the side of the table.
As
Oh, the
you
police are here.
as you dispatch the last of the putties gathered around you, you're finally able to have a look around and see the state of the park. Everybody seems to have fled, even the last of the less reasonably thinking individuals who were still recording and taking photos.
Oh, thank God.
The skeletal figure seems to have disappeared, but you do see that the
That's less
stage
good.
is torn apart. The sentinel statue is even more ruined. The only person you actually see still standing up on the stage is the mayor, who at some point seems to have recovered, climbed back up, and is kind of surveying her empire. And the fact that monsters have again attacked Angel Grove under her watch. You hear...
Ma'am, you really should get out of here.
You hear...
It's not safe.
No. You hear cars screeching to a halt. You see flashing lights, the red and blue of police who are rushing to the scene to
Not sticking around for that.
combat the putties, perhaps, or run damage control. But before you can say or do anything, you feel energy coursing through you. You feel like your very particles of your body are vibrating.
Guys, does anyone else feel tingly?
Very
Reaching
tingly.
for that slice of pizza that's been abandoned.
Just quickly grabs onto Q's hand, like, what's going on?
As the feeling sort of reaches a crescendo, you kind of feel all of this energy coursing through you, almost as if you could accomplish anything. You feel yourself tugged away from the park, and you reappear in a darkened room. There is a light glowing from what appears to be some sort of robot a few feet ahead of you. The room is cold, almost freezing. You can feel like a shiver running across your skin. And the robot turns to look at you. And that's where we're going to have a small break.
Oh, I think that was where we're going to end it. I'm going to be like, pizza!
Just going to have...
Gotcha. The first session of Power Rangers
Yep.
is just about normal dudes.
Nobody gets to morph. Everybody's a normal person. But we're just going to have a quick 5-minute break. Everybody just grab a drink and etc. And we'll be right back, everybody.
I'm starving. I'll be right back.
Perfect. So back at how many minutes past did you say, Matt? 8. Right, so 8 minutes past. Cool. See you in a second.
So are we still on the stream at the moment as well? Yep. Yes, thank you, by the way. Matt sent them to me, and in the first one that you did, you can probably hear the Power Rangers Let There Be Thunder. Like, there's a rift in the middle of it that's like... I was like, ooh, yeah, cool, that works.
Okay, cool. The stream does have the intermission thing, so I can pull this pizza box up from under my table. We are not sponsored by Little...
Who's going to shout it's morphin time?
Yo, that's the red. That has to be red bias.
Awesome.
Apologies, everybody. One of the players has had an issue with the internet connection, so we're just going to sort of push ahead and sort of hope for the best. Although, to be fair, the cameras are actually mostly okay. It's Jameson's one's kind of stretched between blue and black, but everybody else is in the right spaces. So we'll roll with that. I'm not going to move the cameras about.
All right, cool.
So you find yourself standing in this freezing cold room. It's almost pitch black other than the light that is emanating from this robot standing about 5 foot tall with a disc-shaped head and a series of red lights at the front, if you could call it a front, of its face.
Quinn, who was reaching for the pizza just as the beam of light took him, kind of goes, "Where's the pizza gone?"
Cal is gonna like tap him on the shoulder, be like, "Robot."
Like, holy shit, where are we? What is that?
Yeah, and Quinn comes back into basic fighting stance. He's ready for whatever's next.
Does Quinn still
Peter's
have the
gonna,
baseball bat?
No, he put it down.
No, I scraped the head off and just put it back where I'd left it.
Okay.
Peter's at the same time gonna like slightly stance up, but be thinking in his head, "Please let this be what I'm thinking it is. Please be green. Please be green." Just ready.
This man is already calling his shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. I guess that seeing as it is the only light source, Cal is going to like start to approach the. Oh God! Roll 20. Why are you doing this to me? Quick note for next time: do not use Google Chrome again.
Oh yes. It's not the best combination.
Sidebar, I was going to say, I'm using Google Chrome and it seems to be okay.
Oh.
I don't use Safari.
I mean,
because it doesn't like Safari.
No.
Maybe your Google Chrome is eating less of your RAM than mine is.
Possibly, fair point. Well made, yeah.
But as like Cal is going to approach the robot and like look around it, like try to figure out where its front is, and then like get down in front of be like, what is this thing?
Peter will also come over and like back him up, like looking at it, like, robot? Why is there a robot?
And what about Vic?
Is just and Vic is amazed. He's eyes big. He's like, wow, this is incredible. Look at it. The detail work. All the technology. He's got to be at least maybe 1,000 years ahead of us around here. Look at how his programming. And then I go to touch Alpha and like just tap him on his head like this is out of this world.
Bong bong.
Bong bong bong.
As you do, you tap him on the head. The front of the head kind of dips forwards, even from the gentle touch of your hand, as if it's sort of powerless. But as your hand does touch it, the bank of lights on the front brighten, and you can see several individual lights behind it that are slightly darker, and you hear this faint hum of electricity as it stands back up. Its head straightens, it looks around at all of you, and
yeah, Cal's gonna like hop back.
she's like, what's happening?
You can talk.
Who are you?
What are you?
I'm Alpha.
And why are we here?
The robot looks across at all of you, and for a moment its head kind of tilts towards the left, and you see across the walls where there didn't seem to be any sort of decoration or anything else. It just seems to be a white room, perfectly clean, not a speck of dust in sight. But part of the wall sort of changes into a large screen, and as it does, you see the park overrun with putties. You see the police fighting on the street with them, cars being knocked aside and overturned, windows being smashed, people fleeing, and Rito just striding through it all like a general with conquering troops.
That does not look like the park we just left.
I don't remember this episode of He-Man.
We need to do something. That's not good.
Oh man, this is terrible. Is this live footage? You said your name was Alpha. Alpha, is this live footage?
This is live footage. Yes, when he looks, it's almost as if he's reacting almost as if he's been asleep for a long time, that he's just woken up, and not everything is working perhaps exactly as it should. There seems to be almost a little bit of a lag, and he looks over to the wall behind him, and from out of it a console slides. You see a pedestal as part of the console with several slots. There are 5 currently filled and 2 that are empty. They're roughly the size of about 1.5 inch, 2-inch circle, and each circle seems to have a motif of a mythological creature engraved upon it. Alpha looks over at all of you and kind of clears his head almost before talking. I don't know exactly what happened before they left. I was asked to protect these, and if anything ever happened again, the grid would call new Power Rangers. It was also supposed to call old
Peter's
Power
face
Rangers.
just slowly.
Clearly,
So
something in you has attracted the morphing grid. Something in you is pure, good of heart, brave, smart, willing to fight for others.
I want to say, as he's saying this, Pete just leans over to Cal and just goes, headbutt.
you're taking this remarkably well. And then he turns back to Alpha. That's a lot of information to process. So will this help us with that, pointing at the screen that's like, park full of putties, Skeletor doing Skeletor things?
If you are willing to take up the challenge, if you're willing to take up the responsibility, these coins will grant you the power to become the new Power Rangers, to protect Earth.
Quinn just goes, did I hit my head? Am I unconscious right now? Because I've had a similar dream to this many times.
Group hallucinations aren't that common.
This is real, dude.
But what if it's just my hallucination and I'm imagining you?
Pete's just going to come over to him and just like jab him in the arm.
Oh!
And then Big turns around to the other 3 and like, hey, you guys think you really think that we're the ones that can stop all this? I mean, we got lucky in the park earlier, but you think we can actually pull this off?
We're here now.
Well,
Someone's got to do something.
Regardless of whether we can do it or not, we have the ability to do something.
We at least have to try.
And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you
I
got
like
it.
the odds. I like the odds of Power Rangers versus putties rather than us versus putties. So if
my
we can-
shoulder is inclined to agree. Yeah.
And
Okay,
with that, the pedestal is behind Alpha, right?
Yep.
Shit,
Mhm.
dry. Yeah, and with that, Cal is gonna go over to the pedestal.
You find your hands drawn to what looks to be the head and beak of a griffin engraved on a coin.
All right. Flip it like a coin. Catch it.
As you pick it up, you feel energy coursing through you. You flip it into the air, and as it falls back down, it falls. But it falls and transforms into some kind of object, roughly the same sort of shape and size as a phone, with a small hole in the centre where the coin lands. It's got the edges slightly curved at the corners, and you can just see written across the top and bottom the words Power Rangers.
Gotta give it to them. Their branding's on point.
Peter finds his hand drawn towards three sort of claws engraved on one of the coins. Q on a almost serpentine dragon curled up. Vic.
The fact that you actually have it is amazing.
Vic finds his
I
hand
like
drawn.
little collective.
Vic finds his hand drawn towards a coin that seems to have a horse's head with a horn upon it, that of a unicorn. And Mouse finds her hand drawn towards one that looks to be a lion. And as each of you take up the coin, it transforms like Cal's did. And you feel this energy rushing through you. If you had taken any damage, you will now be at full health.
Oh, guys, I feel good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah, this beats
It was
Fizzy
a
out.
rush. That was a rush.
Definitely something.
I
Okay.
really hope I didn't trip on a needle in the park.
Alpha, is it?
Yes.
Is it Alpha? How does this work?
Hold out your morpher and call out the animal represented.
Okay,
Damn.
mine's just a claw, but
So
Cool.
something
It's
like
the Alien in Toy Story.
Griffin?
Cal, you are the yellow griffin ranger. Vic, the blue unicorn. Mouse, the black lion. Q, the red dragon. And Peter, you bear the green dragon.
oh yeah. Oh. Should we do this?
Like slightly to himself, not really like at a level that's whispered to anyone around him. It's like, really? 2 dragons? That's a thing.
Yeah, 2 dragons are better than 1.
Always.
So,
Not wrong.
is it time to do that thing?
Well, I mean, you're the red. Kick us off.
Okay. You're really giddy about this. It's morphin time.
It's morphin' time.
All right, let's do this. It's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time.
You
So do we...
go on.
Then you go.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
ask, can we
I
push
blue
the
uni-
button on the thing?
Okay.
You can.
Get Alpha, nothing happened. Matt, you've got to do Miette, remember?
Yep. Miette holds out hers and copies you all. It's morphin time. And as all of you
The guitar riff kicks in.
I can actually hear it in my head. The music
it's
playing
coming.
I
through
could
it.
too, it's
The
why I said
nostalgia
it.
moment is insane. But Miette holds out her hands with the morpher in it and just says Black Lion. And as she does, this armor just washes across her. A helmet appears with teeth across the inside of what looks to be a visor. It's peaked up in the center like a lion's snout, black with a green visor, and through it she can see all of you, but also readouts on all of you, how wounded you are, your like approximate location from her, and even sort of like a symbol in the bottom right corner that just says Lion's Hammer and Blade Blaster. Vic?
Vic, go.
And let's see if I can. You might. How do you change the icons?
If you right click on it, it
just-
should say multi-sided and then choose side.
Okay. Multi-side. Okay, gotcha.
I can do it if it's not working.
Yeah, it just showing my one. Okay, there
No worries.
we go. Got it.
There we go.
Say it.
Say the
Okay.
words.
Blue unicorn power.
Cal?
Yellow Griffin.
Q?
Red dragon.
Green Dragon! This
All
just
of
give
you-
me for the rest of the game.
All of you stand there wearing this armor and the helmets. You all have similar readouts to Mouse's. In the bottom right corner, you see the word Blade Blaster. If you look at each other, you can see like a readout of the person's condition. But each of you also has another icon. For Vic, do you remember what your power weapon was?
Yes, the gauntlets.
Yep. So for Vic, it's Unicorn Gauntlets. For Cal, it's
Unicorn gauntlets.
The Griffin paws.
For Q,
It's the Thunder Dragon Tail Sword.
and for Peter.
It's my Dragon Dagger.
Alpha looks at all of you, and if it was possible for a robot to express it with only the lights visible, you'd almost get the sense that he was proud, but also concerned. And he just says to you all, Rangers, I must teleport you now to fight the putties that are running through the streets. Work together. Never escalate the battle. Never reveal your secrets. You again feel that energy rushing through you, that sense of molecules vibrating faster than they should possibly do. But this time, when you're teleported back towards the park where the police cars you'd seen earlier are in pieces. Fire is... The engines are on fire, the windows are broken, the fire hydrants have water rushing out of them across the streets, and there are roughly 10 putties in sight just running amok. You see several unconscious police officers on the floor, but nobody else around. It's just you and them. Go ahead and roll initiative for me again.
Let's do this. Guys, this feels amazing. Where'd the big dude go? Where's Skeletor?
As Cal sees the police officer on the ground, he turns to his companions and says, "Do you guys have the combat of this? Because I need to get these people out of here."
Yeah, awesome. If you and Vic take care of the people, we'll take care of the beating.
We'll be back to help you as soon as we can.
Quinn does a very stereotypical turn and right nod.
When you've all rolled your initiative, I need to roll mouses. Just bear with me.
We have all rolled. It's not come up on the thing.
No, that's fine. I was just going to ask you what it all was in a second. That was all. Initiative for mouse. No specialization. No skill shift. Difficulty 10. Edge. No. Okay.
Sad mouse, isn't it?
Mouse got 6. Okay, let's go with Cal first. What's Cal's initiative?
Mine was a 15.
Fantastic. Q's?
11.
Okay. Vic?
11.
And Peter?
20.
20? Well,
Yeah.
I think we all know who's going first.
Yeah.
It is really cool that we all got fucking 2s for the skill dice.
Just needed one, so we didn't get a snag in it.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Okay. Peter, what's the plan?
Right, yeah. So, Vic, Cal, if you guys get the civilians away, we'll take care of these guys. Join us when you can. And he's gonna rush in between these two, and he's gonna notice the little icon on his helmet that says Dragon Saber. And he's gonna be like, I don't remember there ever being a Dragon Saber. Yeah, let's give this a go. So we're gonna use our Dragon Saber.
What does the Dragon Saber look like?
The dragon, surprisingly enough, at the moment it looks like the Dragon Dagger, but it's got an extended handle on it, a wider blade, and a longer blade. It's about 28 inches long.
Okay.
Of just sheer, unadulterated badassness. And he is going to come in, and I can hit. Is it still difficulty 13?
It is still difficulty 13, yep.
Lovely. And I am going to use my... Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds, if my mouse would work. Good. Yeah, we'll just do that. And that. Watch it miss. It missed, of course it did. Goddamn Dragon Saber.
I mean, I'm down to let you use one of our story points to make sure that at least the first one hits.
Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. Let's try that again.
Yep.
Dragon Saber, specialization, yes. Skill shift, no.
And it was a crit.
Is it a crit? It is even a crit. So
that's what we want to see.
And I can hit both of them, can't I, with it?
You can use your alternate effect to... Yeah, so you can actually use your alternate effect if you so wish.
Yep, I'm going to slash both of them.
How do you, like, describe it? Write me a story. Paint me a picture with words.
Paint me a word picture.
Yeah, that's the one.
I want to say I was here, weren't I? So how far can I move? Yeah, I want to say he runs straight past them, and as he runs past them, I'll go to here to use my full movement, and he literally just boom, takes both of their heads off as he...
Fantastic.
And then, he will stop where he is, I suppose, and end my turn.
Okay. Which brings us to Cal.
Right. So you said there were police officers unconscious on the ground, but I assume that was technically just a flavoring.
Yeah, I mean there are police officers on the ground. If you want to try and drag them away, I can pop some icons on the map. Okay. Bear with me
I am trying to get any civilians that are here that are unconscious out of here before we start this battle in earnest.
No worries. Just give me one moment. We will. It's not going to be pretty, I'm afraid, but we just throw some silhouettes from Roll20 onto the map so that we'll say there's one there, one over here in the water, one over here next to the car, and one that's kind of made it into the almost into the park.
All right, so I'm gonna.
And what I will say is, moving through the water, and if you're moving away from the putties, any spaces you're moving away from the putties is going to be counted as a rough terrain. So moving away from the putties is going to take an extra 5 foot. Moving through the water is going to take an extra 5 foot.
Okay. All right, so if I wanted to go to there, it would cost me an additional 30 feet of movement.
5, 10, 15, an additional 20.
Additional 20. All right, can't make that. So, because this is full, what I'm trying to do is full sprint action, which doubles my 30 to 60, and then all 3 of my free actions for 75 feet.
75. And how far is it across there?
It's 60 feet to the person.
So you could make it to the square next to him.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Just straight through. I mean, I'll jump if I have to avoid attacks of opportunity.
So there's no attacks of opportunity. There's no reactions or anything like that. But it is anything around within reach of the opponent or anything that isn't an ally is counted as rough terrain. So it costs an extra 5 feet of movement.
All right, cool. So, and then I'm gonna pick him up, and that's all I can do.
Okay. We will go for Q then.
Okie dokie. Seeing that Peter's gone kind of in a southwesterly direction and clocking that Cal's gone into assist mode, I'm gonna shout for either Mouse or Vic. It might work for Mouse in her absence. To see if you can direct any of that water towards the cars that were on fire, just from a fear of a petrol tank exploding or something like that.
It's a legitimate fear.
Yeah, seems a reasonable idea to have water and fire, and why not? Perfect blend in harmony as they go together so well. But as he says that, he is going to run and flying kick this putty here.
Okay, you know what to do.
13. Submit. Amazing critical success.
That is a crit on both fronts. That is a crit.
My first more front is the helmet. It's got to be the cardboard helmet.
That is fantastic. Are you? How do you defeat the party?
It's just a straight up falcon kick off screen.
Yeah. So not appearing in this movie.
Not going to be in Rush Hour 3.
Yeah, excuse me. My brain just clocked that I've actually doubled what I needed to hit, as well as it being a crit.
So that actually would give you an additional degree of success. So you'd actually do another point of damage too. So this is a super dead putty. This
putty was
super dead.
If you wanted, you could pose and he would explode with that fire.
Just turn around and just be like,
That's given me an even better thought. So yeah, what I will do is I'll do like 2 steps up into a flying kick that kind of takes him down, and then I kind of surf probably about 5 foot on him. Then backflip off, turn to where the camera is, and then there's just explosions of putty limbs behind me. So just like pull a Power Rangers pose, ready for my next attack.
fantastic.
If that's not the definition of a crit, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and finish it with "Let's rumble."
Love it.
Vic.
Okay. I know my job is right now to put out fires and get civilians to safety. When I see this putty in front of the civilian in front of me, so well maybe I'll let Mouse deal with it, put it, and I go save this civilian close to the park. Let's see how far he is away from me. 'Cause Mouse is way stronger than me. Will Mouse get a turn, or we just on?
Yeah, no. Mouse has a turn. It's after
Yep.
the putties though.
Okay,
I'll just
okay.
be taking it
Okay, cool.
for me, unfortunately.
Let me get this rule. Actually, how far this guy is from me. All right, I got a 25. Then use my I guess I use everything to just get to him.
Okay.
Let's see how is
So you've got 25. You've
30.
got
I'll
a
use
free
my
action.
free action.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so that's gonna get me to him, and then I guess I get him on my shoulder to get him put him on my shoulder to get him
Where
out
are
of
you-
here, and I guess
Where are
that'll
you
be
going
my
to take him?
let's see. Guess
I
I'm
mean,
gonna-
aside
guess
from this putty, like this corner seems to be the safest.
Mhm.
So if we could just
I'm gonna take him over where Cal is. Yeah, this corner over. Yeah, he's like right in here.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna head into that direction. In the corner over there, that free space corner, to get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. But
Okay.
do I got another movement? I think my
You
action will
can
be picking
use
him up.
your action to move.
Okay, so that's would be. My action will give me how much more movement my action?
The same amount as
Another
your base,
25
so
feet.
another 25 foot.
Oh, okay, another 25. All right. And that is, and me asking all these questions because I am brand new, so that's perfect for anybody watching that doesn't know how to play it at all, because I'm gonna ask all the simple questions.
No, it works absolutely fine. You know, we all have to learn. I'm still making mistakes, but thankfully Brian was there to save my bacon.
shout out to Brian, the
yeah.
real OG.
Big shout out to Brian.
Oh yeah, shout out to Brian.
It is now the putty's turns. You see them, these ones, like the others, and you all notice this now, having fought them before, they just don't look right. Some of them almost look like someone's kind of slapped two halves of a putty together. However they've been created or whatever it is that they're made out of, whoever built them or designed them just did an awful job. And
Not quite the artiste that the original was.
100%. One of them is going to take a swing at Q.
Well, actually, this one is a dead one. That's the
Oh,
one.
that one's the dead. My apologies. One of them is not going to take a swing at Q. You are correct. It is down and out. I'll try that again. As the fight has begun, 3 putties are already down and out, and Vic and Cal are moving to rescue everybody. The remaining putties start swarming the groups of people, the Power Rangers, as they move in to fight. Again, they're walking, but they seem to be doing so slowly, with difficulty, they make it towards you all. They're kind of like swinging fists and pumping their legs as fast as they can, splashing water all over the place. But none of them make it close enough to land a punch. Mouse, having listened to Q and his excellent thinking, is going to head towards one of the fire extinguishers. I'm just checking her movement. 30 foot. Mouse moves over to the fire extinguisher next to the car, using her movement and her speed, and then wrapping massive fists around, wrapping strong fists around the
around a massive hammer.
Yeah, just kind of like using it as a wrench. She starts trying to pull at the hydrant itself and redirect its water. And we're going to go ahead and roll a brawn for Mouse to see if she can do that. And I'll say difficulty 10. I'm going to give her edge for using a hammer to try and use it as a lever. And
hey, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Mouse does. She kind of uses the hammer, pulls at it, using it as a lever to tilt enough of the hydrant around that it sprays water all across the car that was on fire, dousing the flame almost immediately. Bringing us to Peter again.
Peter, first verse same as the second verse, same as the first even. Peter is going to swing with his dragon saber again.
Okay.
Using specialization, but I'm also going to use my upshift for my solo strike.
Fantastic. So, as the Green Ranger, as long as Peter is fighting on his own, he can use his solo strike ability, which gives him upshifts. At the moment, that is only one upshift, but it will... Well...
It'll miss. That's what you were about to say.
I was going to say it will increase, but apparently it will just miss. Yeah.
Sucks to be me.
Life is unfair.
You know, you just
I won't lie, I texted this like in the chat a lot of times, and both the dagger and the sword fail more than they succeed.
But that's just bad luck. You have defeated two putties in one swing with the dagger, essentially, just now.
No,
it's just
I wanted to kill two more.
You can't always roll crits.
I like to hit things.
We are aware. I think everybody is aware of this by now.
The Green Ranger, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's
he's not evil. He just likes to punch things a lot.
I'm just gonna say,
be glad he's trying to punch putties.
To like tie into the fact that he's a bit of a show off. I want to say he tried to like flip over the flash of them both and just clean missed.
Just like flips over, swings his sword, and as he lands, he's like, "Oh,
shit!" Sorry, guys.
That's what happens when you try and be all flashy. But Cal's turn.
That's where he'll end.
All right. I would like to take this civilian to like right here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch back to movement and then move myself. So take him there, and then if I use my 3 free actions, I believe I can get right up to that putty. Yeah. Because that's 15 feet of movement. Unless you're going to count the top square as needing more.
No, top square's fine.
All right. And I guess I am going to try and hit this thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I notice the little thing that the others have noticed in their own helmets, and I see the Griffin's Paws ability. And I'm like, all right, may as well. And I bring those out. And the way I had envisioned them was they're a pair of tonfa, one for each hand, that come down the arm, and then at the very base of the arm is sort of like the hand of a griffin that can like pop out.
Yeah.
So, and
Ooh, like retractable
do
claws.
I use this with specialization or no?
Do you have specialization in a skill? Let's have a look.
I don't think so.
You do not. It would just be a finesse roll.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Difficulty 13.
Difficulty 13.
And there we go. Damn it.
I was going to say, you can, if you wanted, make a triple strike attack. So Yellow Rangers at first level, you get an ability to basically unleash a flurry of attacks. You can, when you make a finesse attack action, spend one of your personal power to make an attack with each of your hands. So you'd make another attack, and then you make a follow-up attack, which is like a kick or a punch or a headbutt, which would be a D2 as well.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
Okay. So...
But I did miss regardless.
Yep, that's fine. So we'll take one personal power, and then you can make another 2 attacks.
All right. Griffin, using the same, like, the Griffin Paw thing? All right. Here we go. Here is the second one. Also a failure. And the third one coming in. That's the wrong number.
The third one come in with the downshift.
And there you go.
That is a hit. Still rolling a D2, but you do get the hit. So your 2 attacks with the Griffin's paws, Tomfa, do miss. But as you swing the second time, do you kick it, headbutt it, elbow it in the face?
I feel like the way it happened is I swung once with the Griffin Paw, missed, swung twice, and then I just kick it in the crotch.
You see the putty's kind of raised up off of its feet a little bit, and then just sinks to the floor, splashes into the water face down, and does not move.
Just starts to liquefy.
Yeah, just the clay just starts to fall apart and turns a goop in the water.
Not too much different than what happens when you kick a normal person in the nuts.
They go down.
Yeah.
But that'll bring us to Q again.
Oh. Feeling pumped and surged with power, I can see in the bottom corner of my helmet that I have the Thunder Dragon's tail as an option. So I kind of reach out my hand, and into it forms the Thunder Dragon's tail in its sword form.
Very nice.
Looks like a normal kind of short sword. It's got short and fairly chunky handle and hilt to it. And then the blade is quite boxy for a sword blade. And if you looked very closely, there would be a series of very fine lines going up it at equidistant points. And up the center of each side of the blade is like a red stripe with some kind of gold calligraphy style writing, not in English, not in an obvious language, but there is some kind of engraved written pattern down there. And he takes, so he summoned it in one hand, and then he reaches up with his other hand and he's going to pull it down and across to try and target both of the putties within reach.
Fantastic. So you use your alternate effects.
Yep. Help me out with this one. Do I just roll it normally?
So what you will do is
it's a downshift.
Yeah, roll it normally and then do the downshift to target 2 opponents.
Okay. Sorry, did you just expand?
That was that was me. Sorry, I was double checking if it was one downshift.
My screen at the same time,
yes,
and it terrified the
You're
pants
like,
off of me. I was like, I didn't.
No rolls
don't mind the ghost. Don't mind the ghost of the character sheet. It's there sometimes.
I am the ghost in the machine. I am the gremlin.
So skill shift is down 1, so that takes me to a D4.
So
13.
What you need to do is make 2 attacks, 1 for each of them.
Okay. Both downshifted, yeah?
Yeah. Both for the 13.
The first one's a swing and a miss. If only I had a re-roll button.
I know.
No.
It gets worse because the Red Ranger at second level, I think, can re-roll the first 1 or 2 for each skill dice. So the re-rolls
do
are
still
going to
have-
be like, yeah.
Ooh,
So,
Let's
crit on
go.
the second.
So
You love to see it.
here's the thing: with the crit, you could do an additional point of damage, or you could use it to activate the alternate effect again. So realistically, you could actually target both of them still.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's have a look then. Paint me that word picture.
Cool. Okay, so he summons the sword and he comes through. The first putty, he just kind of misses. But as he swings and catches the second one, the one more to his left, he then steps through onto his right foot and continues in like a double chop. So not quite a Zorro Zedd, but more sort of like a less than swish. Takes out the other one and then just steps through with his movement up to this next one to be ready to assault him vigorously. It vigorously. Sorry.
Fantastic. What's Vic doing while all this is going on?
Okay, so I guess the guys he's out of the putties that were around him. He's out of danger, so I let him chill, red, and Bickle start jumping into action
Okay.
to help Peter. So let's see, I'll move my 25, and then I use free action to go. Well, free action. I'm gonna go 30, and then I put up. I think I'm close enough now to hit one of the putties will over here by Peter with my blade. I look at my and I see the blade blaster.
Okay. So you're going to use the
Well,
targeting version of the
I
Blade
might
Blaster.
Oh no, I am close enough to you. My gun. Okay, so yeah, never mind. Scratch the blade blaster out into my head,
You can
and I
use
see everybody
the
else is pulling out.
you can use the
The blast
pistol
version
version
of
of
the
the Blade Blaster if you wanted to shoot it.
Okay, let me see. Let's see which one. Yeah, I'm gonna use the pistol of the blade blaster. The one to put his over here and help Peter out, get him off of Peter.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that dice for us.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I believe in my team. Ah, damn it. It isn't a. He did
It's a
roll an 11,
difficulty
but I believe the
13.
difficulty was 13.
Yeah, it is a difficulty
Yeah.
13, unfortunately.
Let me. Sorry about that.
That's okay. If you want to, you can use a story point to re-roll.
Yes, give him his story point.
Do it.
Go
Do
on.
it.
Do
Okay.
a re-roll.
Come on.
Story points. That's what
All
they're
right.
there for.
All right, I'm gonna make sure I make this picture right this time.
Trying to find a place I can pop this where it's kind of in the way.
Difficulty 13.
Let's go. Damn it.
Oh,
That is a miss as well, unfortunately.
But we do get story point. No, we don't do it
No,
because on a.
because it's not on the
It's-
It wasn't on the die.
Mm.
It was
Me too.
close.
it was close.
Okay.
So I guess when I pull it out, my targeting ain't all that good. So it goes over the putty head or it hits the ground beside it or something.
Okay. He tries. He tries to steady his aim, but he's not
Okay.
used to this sort of rough and tough Shoot him.
He's not with the streets yet.
No, he's not. He's not watched a YouTube
Not
instructional
at all.
video on
Yeah.
Blade Blasters yet.
Oh, you've got a blade blaster.
It's Tommy in the Red Ranger suit, like, so you've got a blade blaster.
You've got your first blade blaster.
I can like hear it. I can actually hear the instructional video in my head going.
The Tommy Oliver Red Ranger like blade blaster tutorial.
Let's pop that in before that one goes.
I think
flat.
that's probably going to be one of our training simulations in. The
Yo, if we get back.
Hey. Q, what is the Red Ranger's toughness whilst morphed? I know the answer to this question, but it is indeed 20. So the putty that's close to Q is going to try and strike him. Let's have a look. That was so close. Yeah, he swings, but Q does not flinch. So, Peter, what is your toughness while morphed? 18. Let's have a look. These ones are going to gain edge because they are surrounding you. I am going to use a story point on that because that was awful. And I also get story points. Oh, I know who that is as well. Yeah, I hadn't forgotten. Yep, I saw that too and was like, no, don't encourage him. Let's try this again. That is it's not a crit. It's not a crit. It's just a success. So that is 1 damage Peter's going to take. I know. It's a real... Yeah. No skill shift. An edge on this one too. That's also a failure. But guess what, guys? I've got another story point. Hey, the Green Ranger's taken out. Oh, the Red Ranger's going to get some too soon if this keeps going on the way it's going. That is another point of damage for the Green Ranger. So that's 2 total as the 2 putties pummel into him. And is it just the one other putty that's still around? It is indeed. The only other putty is going to move round to join his compatriot. There's no disengagement rules, there's no reactions, so you can move away. It will just cost you an additional 5 foot. Yeah, it's an additional 5 foot. It was worth it. It is Mouse's turn. Mouse has just fixed or started dousing the flames on one of these and is going to make her way to the second. She's going to move down there. rushing towards the fire hydrant, but isn't quick enough, even while morphed, to make it to the second yet. Which is going to bring us back to our lovely Green Ranger. Fantastic. Lovely. So she's like, yep. It's entirely possible it happens in one of the others too, but that's Peter's turn done. Oh, my audio for some reason has just decided to go back to 1 second. There we go. That should be better now. Can someone just talk for me?
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
It momentarily
Hello?
decided it was going to swap off of multi-output device and to only my AirPods for reasons unknown to anybody.
Peter's gonna. I'm assuming I can't stand on the dead party, so Peter's just gonna move here. I'm coming for this one next.
Okay. I mean, you can stand on a dead party if you've got the movement. I'll just get rid of them.
No, it's fine because it'll put me adjacent to it, and then he can attack me. He still has to move to hit me at the moment.
Okay. Cal's turn then.
All right. If I jump, could I make it here?
So your
'Cause
jump
how
is
how do jumps work?
your jump is your athletics check. It depends on if you're running or standing still. If you move, I want to say it's 10 feet. Bear with me a moment. If you move 10 foot and then jump, the difficulty is 5. Whatever's after your difficulty is the distance you jump, and then it's tripled for a Power Ranger. So if you moved 10 foot and then jumped, rolled a 10, you'd jump 15 foot. If you're standing and you're trying to jump, you would have a difficulty of 10.
Okay. Since moving in the water is like difficult terrain and a 5 foot of movement is 10 feet of movement, will that count, or do I have to move the full?
I would say
Like the
you'd
full
need
2
to move
spaces.
the full 2 spaces because it would be about having moved enough.
Momentum.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
I do see what you're. I do see why you asked.
In that case, I'm just gonna burn the 20 feet of movement. The 20 and then another 5, so 25 feet of movement to get to right there.
Okay.
Pick up this civilian, and then full action to 5, 10, 15, 20.
Drop him off next to the
25.
other one.
Yeah, except like on this side. So like, and you can use my full 30 to get me like to there. So I would come here and then take a step to the left and then put the civilian right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Fantastic.
I guess I have another 15 feet in free action, so right there. But that's all I got.
Okay. It'd be Q's turn.
So, having done like a swipe one way and a swipe the other, and then stepped through to follow that momentum, he's going to bring the sword up above his head, and then try and bring it down square through Senior.
Cleave him in twain.
Yes.
Cleave him.
Hang drawn cord.
Rend his flesh.
Cleave him.
Rend his putty. Rend his
Kill them
clay.
all.
Yeah. So...
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a 13. Submit. Submit. Back to chat. Miss.
Nah. That's a no from them, champ.
Denied. So he steps out of the way, but what I will do is I'll continue my momentum. Oh no, because I came down. I'll then pirouette / pivot and take just a couple of steps away to compose myself before I come back in for my next attack.
Okay. That's Vic's turn then.
Okay, so I see Vic sees that the other riders taking out these pretty quick, so he's going to make his way over to the civilian. Use my 25 movement, and I guess I will take him and see how far I can go with him. I can. My free chain, and then my little actual action and move 30 feet, and I'll
Okay.
move. I'll be and 30 feet of your house.
Fantastic.
And that will be my turn.
Brilliant. Okay then.
Hell yeah, solid.
One of the putties follows up behind Q as he pirouettes away. The other one steps over the deceased putties to engage Peter. But again, neither seem to be able to move fast enough to actually attack. Which brings us to Mouse, who is going to make another brawn roll. Let's see if she can...
Come on, mouse.
What do you reckon?
Get that hydrant. Yes!
Oh yeah.
Mouse again using the lion's hammer to just use it almost like an improvised wrench, manages to tilt and twist the fire hydrant around enough to spray water all over the 2 cars that are still on fire, dousing the flames. Which brings us to Peter.
Cool. I'm gonna do things a tiny little bit differently this time. Only a little bit, but tiny bit. And we're just gonna use my normal dragon dagger this time with specialization.
Come on, get that putty. Come on, come on.
15. Oh crap! 2 seconds. Sorry. Dragon dagger. Specialization. Yes. Shield skiff. Shit. Up. I really need to turn a bloody light on in here.
That's a hit.
Nice.
I want to say, like, literally, as the putty run past, he just stuck out his arm with the dagger and stabbed him in the face.
Okay.
Just bomb. Like, no. And then he will rush over to assist.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn.
Cal then?
Well, it seems that all the civilians have been pulled out of harm's way. 2 of the cars have been doused with fire hydrants. So I'm gonna come right here,
Let's jump
And
this bitch.
and I'm gonna use my triple strike attacks.
Not very
taking
power
my
injury
second
review.
and
It's
What
a
are you
putt.
talking? It's the first. It's the first rule of the Power Rangers: work together.
Oh no! It was this jump this bitch part that wasn't very Power Rangery.
What is jumping this bitch, other than working together to defeat a foe?
Just
This is
exactly.
the most Power Ranger thing we've done so far. Yeah. Griffin Paw 1. Really wish that the difficulty I input would stay the same every time.
That's a hit.
That's 1 hit. I do want to make the second one.
Go for it.
Yeah. Because the thing I want to do with this attack, I would like to have swept the leg, and then as his legs come like up over, like drive the other Tonfa right into its face.
You do. You kind of like crush it into the ground to the point when the Griffin Tonfa actually strikes through and hits concrete, and leaves just a little bit of an impression.
It's got it's got like the toe beans of the.
Somebody's going to have to explain that at some point, but that's somebody else's problem. But you now stand amongst a battlefield of defeated putties, police cars that were on fire now doused, and you see Rito walk onto the street within view. He looks at you, confused for a second, and then screams, "Power Rangers? How?"
Sup, ugly?
What can I say? We're just better the second time around.
He is just going to shout over him, "Sup, ugly?"
We got to hit a pose. We got to.
Charlie's Angel style.
Exactly.
Good. What the?
He continues to look at you for a moment and then just teleports away in the same way you guys had been, though his seems to take him up outside of Earth's atmosphere as far as you can see. And
okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Within seconds you hear a mighty boom of just sonic wave as wind gusts and blows at the water that's still pouring out of the extinguishers, threatens to topple you, and you see this blast piercing the heavens, directed to the mountains outside of Angel Grove, where the command center is struck and torn apart.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did we know that that's where that was, or to us was a mountain just destroyed?
It's just mountain. You've just seen a blast off into the.
That rough.
Yeah.
Mountain's gone. Oh well, that no loss to us, right?
And
unless it explodes, in that case. Yeah, stupid idiot. Stupid dumbass, you suck.
With that, I'm gonna say we'll call it a night. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching and listening. Thank you very much to the fantastic group of players and their characters for defeating somewhere in the region of about 16 or 17 putties, and saving the police officers who were potentially at risk of being damaged by exploding cars. I had a blast. I hope you all did too, and I will see you all next Thursday.
This was fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having us. And
thank you, Matt, for a fun first session.
See you next week.
Have a good week, everybody.
Oh yeah, and Blue Ranger. I got it.
Go ahead, Vic.
All right, guys. See you later. Oh, I was about to say I got slide again.
Oh god, so fast.
Oh, that audio issue just crept back in. More phenomenal. Fantastic. As Brian
More
would say
phenomenal.
when he signs off, may the power protect you. Bye all.
Oh, that's nice.
Bye bye.